Hi everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. It's big Thursday night football. I've got to get used to Thursday night football, being a Manchester United fan. We're going to be in this playing at 5 to 6 in a couple of weeks. But this is not Thursday night football in that sense. It is Thursday night football, but it's Thursday night Premier League football. And it's Chelsea visiting Spurs in a very weird way, actually. I mean, they've not gone there by hoverboat or anything like that. It's just weird because it's a big game, but it's not really that impactful where both these teams want to be. It's not a Premier League. It's not even a top four. Well, I think it is a top four clash, just about, because I think if one of them can win this game, they've got the potential to go top four if they go on an amazing run. But look, this could have been a top. If you'd have said to me at the start of December, this could have been a potential. Are you in a title race game? Realistically, it's 8th against 7th, and they are both at the moment 7 points off 4th place. So it's a must-win game. It's a must-win game for Chelsea because they've played a game more than Spurs. So Chelsea are in that situation. But look, Spurs would look at it and go, they've got 2 games in hand on Liverpool. If they won them, they'd be a point off 4th place. So it's a big game. It's a big game for both teams, and it's probably got a draw written all over it. I can see people saying, what are you going for, Goldbridge? I've got to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a draw in this game. Yes, I am. Yes, I am, indeed. But also, let me just show you something here. We are sponsored by Cards Plug today. Lovely little cards. You can get 25% off through That's Football. You might remember these from before Christmas, where you can get 25% off. They're fully customisable, so you can have your own name on there, your own picture, whatever badges you want, and you can even customise your stats. So I've got 10 pace, which is bullshit, 92 back pain, 94 in allergies, 85 physicality, 99 Pratt, and 90% Sancho, as you can see. So these are totally customisable. You can even get them for different players if you want to. But you can get 25% off through Cards Plug, and the link is in the video description. We'll be talking about that a little bit later, but thanks very much to Cards Plug for watching that. Adrian thinks it's funny, but I've got 10 pace. But you know what? I'm past my best. And I always say you lose your pace in your 30s. So God knows what pace I've got left. But 4-4 classic, says Matthew Larney. I'd like to see that. Team news, though. We'll start off with Spurs, because they're the home side. Lloris in goal. Aurier, Alderweireld, Dyer and Davies. I think they've done well to pick Toby Alderweireld, because their defence with Roden and Dyer in it last week against Liverpool was shite. Højbjerg and Sissoko holding the midfield. Bergwijn, Ndembele and Son. And then they've got Vinicius up front, haven't they? That's that Vinicius lad up front. Alves Marais, which I think is Vinicius. It must be. On the bench, Doherty, Davinson Sanchez, Vinks, Bale, Lamela, Hart, Roden, Tanganga, Lucas Moura. I still think Spurs have got an amazingly good squad. They just don't get the best out of it. Chelsea's team more interesting, lots and lots of options. Tuchel's third game in charge. He's gone Mendy, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Reece James and Alonso with the back 5, Jorginho, Kovacic as the holders, and then Mount, Hudson-Odoi and Werner. So Havertz finds himself back on the bench. No, he doesn't. He's not even fit, sorry. Kepa, Christensen, Kante, Abraham, Pulisic, Giroud, Chilwell, Ziyech, Emerson. So interesting that Kante, Pulisic, Ziyech all on the bench, and Chilwell has been kicked out of the team for Alonso. So Tuchel, obviously, I mean, I don't know how many Chelsea fans we've got tuning in, but obviously not watch Emmerdale instead of this. This will be 0-0, says Andrew C. No, I think it's a big game tonight. Tuchel doesn't rate Chilwell, does he? He don't rate Chilwell. So I think that's fair to say from that. And I'm quite surprised that Alonso has found his way back in, because he's not necessarily somebody that Chelsea fans are a big fan of, are they? But there you go. Rest in peace, Ben C, says Nocto. Yeah, he's not dead. He's just not been picked. So there you go. As a left wing back, Alonso is better, says Samuel. I disagree with you, Samuel, there. I mean, look, Samuel. I disagree with you on that one, because I personally think that that Chilwell is very good going forward and very bad defensively. So I would have to disagree with you on that one. I think that Chilwell as a left wing back would be pretty good. What's your score prediction, Mark? Says Cian Evans. I'm actually going to go 1-1. I don't think Spurs have got more than one goal in them, looking at that team. I think without Harry Kane, they're just a very different side. But then again, this Vinicius, I remember United were linked to him. And I think that I'm interested to see what he can do. I mean, look, Spurs fans can tell me more about that. But he's a player they brought in from Benfica on loan, didn't they? And I would expect him to do quite well. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Alonso is a better left back, says Rashid. Would Grealish snub United, Mark, says Sadiq. I personally think Grealish thought he was coming to Manchester United last summer, and United went for Van der Beek on the cheap. I think that's what happened. It's only a theory, and it's only an opinion, but I do live in the Midlands, of course, and you do hear things. Birds mainly, but I think that with regards to Grealish, I think he thought he was coming to United. I know Ollie wanted him. I think we went for Van der Beek because he was cheaper, and I think that's why Van der Beek don't get picked much, because it's not really the player that he wanted. Chelsea fans in the live comments suspiciously go up if City are doing rubbish. Not as much today, says Rad Baron. If you know, you know. I know what you're on about. And 6-0 Chelsea, Timo 4 and Alonso 2, says Kyle Leach. I think Chelsea do need to win because they've got a game in. They've played a game more than Spurs, so I think Chelsea do need to win. But on the other hand, I think Spurs need to win as well. So I think you could say for both sides, it's a very, very, very important game. Mark, thoughts on Kovacic as Aaron Brothers? I really like Kovacic, and I've said it many times that I'm a big fan of Kovacic, but there's no doubting that his performances, and he's not the only one, but his performances under Lampard towards the end were very, very poor. Thought on the Wolves win? Great result for us, says Dylan Allsop. Well, look, it's quite interesting, and I did want to bring this in, and we'll get into it straight away. What is your thoughts? And Andrew C says this fixture was best in the 2015-16 called Battle of the Bridge. The fouls in that game were immense. If there was VAR, it would have been called off. I remember that one, Andrew. I do remember that one. But I wanted to get your opinions that Spurs, Southampton have had their red card for Bednarak rescinded, but David Luiz hasn't. Now, I don't normally have sympathy for Arsenal fans, and you can clip it if you want, but I don't care what people think about this. I'm coming at this from a football fan. I can't see the difference between what David Luiz does to Wolves and what Bednarek does to Manchester United. I saw them both on VAR. I saw them both replayed. The reality is there's no attempt to get the ball, and technically, if it's a foul, it's a red card because you've stopped a goal scoring opportunity. So I don't really understand what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that Martial dived because he didn't. There is contact, and you can't call it a dive if there's contact. I think they both they should both be rescinded, or they both should be they should stick with it. So I do sympathise with Arsenal on that. You'd probably be a better team without David Luiz though. But yeah, I think there's a bit of inconsistency there. So yeah, there you go. Martial was already going down before the contact, says Matthew Spibby. And Oliver Newton says he definitely dived. I don't think he dived. I think it's called a dive these days, but there was definitely contact there. Therefore, it's a penalty for me. Bednarek decision was influenced by Luis' decision, says Sharath, and Martial did dive. You don't know what a dive is. You know what a dive is? Watch Tom Daly off a diving board when he jumps in the water. That's a dive. It's not a dive in football is when there's no contact. I would say that Martial probably could have stayed on his feet. That doesn't mean he's a dive. VAR is good, but the rules are ridiculous, says Matthew Larney. I think we can all agree on that. I think when it comes to VAR, I don't have a clue what's going on with it. It's just ridiculous. I've got no idea anymore. Even last night, watching the Leeds game, there was a handball there, wasn't there, where it hit the Leeds player on the arm. And I was like, that's a handball. And it wasn't. I've got no idea tonight if a ball hits somebody on the hand. I don't know. I just don't know what to say. It's very, very, very difficult. So I don't know what to say in relation to that. We'll just have to wait and see if we get a decision like that, and then we can all have a good old moan about it, can't we? So yeah. You get me, Martial. Well, when Martial himself says there was no contact, then I think we can all call it a dive. He didn't say nothing of the sort. And how have you been today, Mark? Says Maxi. All right. I'm hoping because last week I did a vlog on my channel. I've been out and about today. I did put a little clip up on Twitter, but I've just got a couple of more bits to do to get that out tomorrow. Otherwise, it might have to wait for another week, which is a shame. I've been done over by the weather. It's been chucking it down with rain, so there's certain rooms I can't film in and I can't go outside. But I have got some content for a vlog that should go up tomorrow lunchtime on my channel, hopefully, because I quite enjoyed my little river walk. So, I'm doing a bit of that today, obviously United stand stuff. And career mode will be back tomorrow. Mark, there's a video of Greenwood talking about you, says Bold Martin. There's a few videos of people talking about me at the moment, some bad and some good. And I think my message is always consistently that if somebody says something nice, that's fine. But they could easily say something nasty. So I don't really take much notice of those sort of things because, if you believe, look, I think the world should be full of nice people, but there's also people who say horrible things. Can't understand why no one rates Mount. Any idea, says Aaron Brothers. I didn't used to rate Mason Mount that much, but I've got to say I think he's Chelsea's player of the year this year. He's been fantastic. So I've got no problems with Mount now. I watched the video of your Premier League combined team. What would be your United team with players you've seen? Love the content, Mark. Much love, says Tommy Edgar. Mate, thanks very much for the super chat. I can't really do a Man United all-time 11 that I've seen on this show. Suffice to say, I'll try and run through it very, very quickly. Schmeichel, Gary Neville, Stam and Vidic, Dennis Irwin at left back, Keane and Scholes. Because I didn't really see enough of Robson, to be fair. That's the only one I was thinking about. Keane and Scholes. Ronaldo off... Beckham off the right. Ronaldo off the left. Rooney and... Cantona. Yeah. Score prediction, Mark, says Ben98. 2-2. 1-1. 0-0. Draw. Definitely a draw. I can't not put Vidic in, Tyrone. And I think Jaap Stam was fantastic as well. And Jaap Stam was really quick. So yeah, definitely. Now I nearly put Giggs in, but I'd rather have Beckham on the right and put Ronaldo to the left. I was a massive David Beckham fan growing up, so yeah, I'd have to put Beckham in. Can you wish me a happy birthday, Mark Goldbridge, says Nicholas. A happy birthday, Nicholas. And sing Pump It Up, Mark, says Dylan. Maybe later. Let's pump it up in a bit. Can you see Mbappe going to Liverpool, says Sean Hold. I don't think Liverpool have got the money for that sort of a deal, to be honest with you. We are 20 minutes away from kickoff, yes. And did Mason Greenwood say anything about Mark? There's a little clip of an Instagram video from last night where I think it's his girlfriend, he's not on the camera, says something like Mark Goldbridge is being spammed in the live comments, and she says, who's Mark Goldbridge? And a voice, which is probably Mason Greenwood, says he's the guy who does YouTube. So it doesn't mean he watches it, doesn't mean that he likes it. So but it doesn't surprise me, and I'm not, me, I'm not an arrogant person at all. I think that, ultimately it's more about the community that people might see the clips or watch it or something like that, really, for me. But look, the reality is everyone knows who AFTV are, so that a lot of people probably know who United Stand are. Who parks the bus better, National Express or Spurs, says San. On this game tonight, I just think I like Jose Mourinho, I really do, but I've got to say I think that Spurs fans are going to start to lose patience very, very quickly, because you just can't do what he does consistently. Like, they're going to play defensive, aren't they? They're going to play on the break, and I think there's so that I look at that Spurs squad and I look at that bench, and look, Chelsea have got a very, it's almost, they've got an embarrassment of riches. I think Chelsea, Man United and Spurs have got the best squad, because you look at their bench and you go, all right, they may not be world beaters, but there's quality on that bench. So Spurs and Chelsea are evenly matched in that sense. But I think that, look, Mourinho should be playing a better brand of football with the players that he's got. Ferdinand better than Vidic for me, but they were both legends, says Red Baron. Vidic better than Ferdinand for me, but they were both legends. I'll twist it the other way around. Do you think Lampard ever will have a chance to be an England manager, says Zuby Gaming? I don't know whether England would go for Frank Lampard as a manager, actually, because he's, Southgate wears the waistcoat, safe pair of hands, doesn't really get involved in things badly, and he's always quite calm. I mean, we saw what Lampard can be like. He's got into little spats with people on the touchline. Mourinho, Klopp. He's had a couple of press conferences where he's overreacted. I don't think the FA would look at that and think, that's a safe pair of hands. And the FA have turned down some big managers over the years to go with a safe pair of hands. They should watch these channels, Mark. Fans' opinions, says Tariq. Yeah, I think you can learn a lot. I think they can learn a lot, actually. As an Arsenal fan, I love your content, Mark, says Ali Mustafa. Thank you very much. I think there's an intelligence, dare I say it, there is an intelligence in the Arsenal fan. I was talking to Robbie and DT about this last week, actually. There is an intelligence in the Arsenal fan base that is starting to develop. I think it was always there. I think it's been ignored a little bit. I think they're being patient with Arteta, which is the right thing to do. And you can see that by how frustrated they were that losing on against Wolves. Whereas I think in the past there would have been Arteta out t-shirts again. And I think you're finally starting to root out these negative people who are just saying it to be, I don't know why they're saying it, to be honest with you. So I think Arsenal, fair play. Anyway, everyone's welcome on this channel anyway. But I think fan opinion needs to just go to that next level now. And I think it's about, the voice has been heard. People are listening. Now be a bit more credible. Instead of just shouting and being abusive and hating on players and stuff like that, bring a bit more to the table. I think that's what we need to do, and I think that's what we're seeing more and more now. And I certainly see it from you lot in the live comments all the time. If you were Levy and Spurs didn't get Champions League next season, would you sack him? Would a trophy change your mind? As a Spurs fan, I'd want an attacking manager, says Ardavan. It's hard with Mourinho because he came in halfway through the season and he normally wins a trophy in his first 2 years. But to do that, he's going to have to do it in his first 1.5 years because you can't win a trophy at Christmas. So I think that with Mourinho, he's got to deliver a trophy. You know, as a United fan, I know this, and I presume we've got some Chelsea fans who might back me up on this. You do give up good football with Mourinho for a trophy. It's a bit mercenary, really. You give up entertainment to win a trophy, and we were happy to do that at United because we wanted to win the Premier League. We wanted to reset that clock. It didn't work, and we, ultimately it lost us a couple of years with Mourinho doing that. Spurs are probably a little bit more desperate, to be fair. Spurs are a little bit more desperate. They desperately want to win trophies. So I understand why Spurs... Look, I was very excited when we got Jose Mourinho at Manchester United. The videos are out there. I'm not going to pretend I never wanted him because, I made that decision. I want Jose Mourinho to come to Manchester United and win us the title. He didn't do it. And by the end of it, I was very frustrated and I wanted him to go. That's football. That's the name of this channel, but that's football. And in a way, that's life, isn't it? Your opinion and excitement on something at the start isn't going to be the same as at the end. It's like when you get a bloody new Transformer for Christmas. Some of you won't know what one of them are. Or you get the Millennium Falcon or something. You open it up on Christmas Day. You're dead excited. I'll never grow bored of this. 8 months later, you've played it. You've bashed it. There's something else out and you're like, yeah, get out. So, I think with Jose Mourinho, he's got to deliver and he's got to deliver soon. Of course, they do have a Carabao Cup final. It's not like he's far off winning a trophy. He's got a Carabao Cup final and he will somehow try and find a way to win that. And look, Spurs at their best can beat Man City. So he's one game away from a trophy and Spurs fans will be over the moon with that. So you've got to remember, whatever happens to Mourinho, he will be at Spurs till the end of the season because he's got that Carabao Cup. I'd also say that Spurs are probably in a better position than Chelsea if they lose tonight. Because if Chelsea lose tonight, they're miles off top four. They've almost got to win the Champions League, which is very, very difficult. If Spurs lose tonight and top four looks unlikely, he's got such a big squad, he can still put a good team out in the Premier League, but really go for the Europa League. And Mourinho in Europe, over 2 legs, tight defensive games, they could win the Europa League. So if I was... And look, he did that with United in his first season, didn't he? He won the Europa League and he won the Carabao Cup. He could do that again at Spurs. So look, whatever happens tonight, I still wouldn't say Mourinho can't not win trophies. If you were Levy, I've done that from Ardvan. Thank you very much. Why are English politics so weird? Says Joe. I try to avoid them, really. Try to avoid them. And hi, Mark. Can you make chocolate brownies? Cole, I could make them very, very quickly, and I will do. I will be doing cooking with Goldbridge again, but not at the moment. Not at the moment. Hi Mark, says Aditya, I'm a KG type fan. I understand that the abuse has to be taken out of our opinions, but the excitement and emotions in the opinions is what makes our opinion genuine, says Aditya. No. I think what I'm talking about is, look, if I'm watching Man United on Saturday night and a player, I'm not going to name a name because even then it's unfair, and a player makes a big mistake in the last minute and we lose, I'm not going to sit there as a football fan and go, oh, well, it's only a game. Good night, everyone. I'm going to go, you bleeping prat, get in the bleeping bin, you useless bleep. And I'm going to do that because that's football. That's the emotion. That's the thing. And I'll tell you what, I was going to watch football from ridiculously young because my granddad used to coach it. I used to get taken to games, and whether it was, Old Trafford, Highbury, wherever, every ground I went to in the late 80s and early 90s as a kid was vile. I used to hear fans, when a player missed a chance, stand up and shout stuff like, "Lay down and die, you useless shit." And that was about their home striker. And I'd be like, oh my God. So when people talk about, fans slating players being not nice, it really makes me laugh. It makes me really laugh, because a lot of people who do this are almost like they think they shit gold as a fan. They're like, win, lose or draw, I back these players. Win, lose or draw, I back this team. And I'm like, where did you come from? A Christmas tree? Because if you say you've been going to football for years, you're a fucking liar. I'm sorry to swear, but they are. Because I've been in football grounds for over 30 years. And whether it's the late 80s, the 90s, the noughties, or now, on the terrace, it's probably better now than it ever was. But does that not make you a modern fan? Because I'm telling you now, on the terraces and in the football grounds in the late 80s and the 90s especially, and the noughties, to be fair, some of the abuse players got from their home fans was part of it. And footballers expect it. But it's almost like social media has said you can't criticise anymore, even though it's been part of the game for decades. What's too far is when the game is over, and it's hours after, or it's 2 days after, and you are abusing a player. That's not right. That's not right, because that's not the emotion of the moment, is it? That is targeted abuse. And I'm not talking about all this racial stuff that's going on, which is disgusting. I'm talking about targeting individual players and being vile about how they look, or whatever. It's just not on. I think everybody accepts that when the whistle blows, that's the end of it, really. And for a couple of hours after, we're on social media. But the next day, you've got to. In the society we live in, we've got to try and eradicate hate as much as we can. But there's definitely a time to lose your shit. Of course there is, because that's what it's always been like in football. Definitely. Why is society, especially on Twitter, so aggressive and hateful when debating? Always full of hatred, aggression and anger. Just peaceful debate, says Lewis Beige. Well, it's something I've fought against for years. And I don't want to be some sort of, look, Goldbridge is a hero, because obviously I've lost my shit a few times. But I've never understood why when you're arguing with somebody on social media or another influencer, some of them you can see the hate in their eyes. It's like, such and such has said something. Whoa! Instead of actually having a meaningful conversation about it or coming back with a valid point, it's abuse, it's swearing, it's this, that, and the other. It's I'm going to beat you up and all that. It's like, what? Like, it's sad. And I'm not talking about recent events. I've had this for 5 years. Like, I've had this, when I first started, it was like, come and stand outside Old Trafford and we'll have a punching competition. I'll let you throw first. And this was from a United influencer. And I'm like, hold on a minute, just because I said Fellaini's shit. How's about we sit down and have a chat, you twat? But, it's been going on for a long, long time. And look, I'm never going to change in the way that I react to things, because I'm an emotional person, but I'm never going to be somebody who starts calling people out and shouting and hatefully, toxically wanting fights and stuff. That shouldn't exist. Liverpool fan here, what do you think is wrong with us? And if City win on Sunday, are United still in with a chance? Thanks for brightening up my day, says Danny Bingham. You'll never walk alone. He said that, not me. It's a Liverpool thing. I would never say it. So I think that Liverpool is a really interesting point, and I do want to discuss Liverpool actually. I think it's a really good point, and that's what this show should be about, especially when we're just before kickoff. But, my head's going to disappear. It's Henry VIII's fault. Just going to show you this. Which way is the best way to show it? Don't want to get the light on it. There you go. Links in the video description. We are sponsored by Cards Plug on the show. These are absolutely fantastic. They're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Made out of really good material, fully customizable, and I'm delighted to say that Cards Plug are now helping support That's Football as one of our new sponsors for 2021. It's always good when you're working with something that's actually relevant to what you're doing, and Cards Plug is certainly that. They make awesome customizable football cards like this one. Look, you can get them for your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, your grandma. They'll all love it because it's all customizable and they might like football. Cards Plug are also great as decorative items. They will look amazing on an office wall, a man cave or a kid's playroom or a girl cave. which isn't what you think. It's just like she might have her own room that she calls her own. The online Cards Plug creators is a super simple way to customize every part of your football card. You can even make up your own custom stats like I have. 90 Sancho on there. We'll forget about that one. Cards Plug are giving That's Football viewers an amazing 25% off their amazing Cards Plug cards. All you have to do is head to the link in the video description and your discount should be added to your order. If you go through any other link to the Cards Plug website, then you can still get 25% off. All you've got to do is use the code Goldbridge at checkout to get your extra discount. So fantastic. Get yourself one of those. Valentine's Day is coming up as well. And I'm not just talking to the women out there, I'm talking to the men. Get your girl or boy, one of them, put the name on it, and you could say 99 cooking, 99 Netflix viewing. I don't want to be sexist here and say it's about cooking. 99 cutting the grass, 99 in the bed. No. We'll stop there. But you know what I mean. You can have a bit of a laugh with them, and links in the video description for that as well. Right, okay, let's get on. My wife's a great cook. She's better than me. Danny Bingham says, Danny, it's not rest in peace to your chat, because I do want to talk about that. Very, very, very good comments about 99 Netflix and chill, says Choco Cookies. Yeah, I know what you mean. We're going to talk about Liverpool because Danny's asked about it, but it's also one of the topics I really want to talk about as well. You can get a sticker book now for women's football. I want to get my daughter one of them. I don't know whether actually you can. I think no, you can't. It was just an advert. It was BT doing quite a clever advert. I don't think they have got a sticker book for women's football. There's an idea. Mark, do you think big clubs should look into championship players more? There's some quality players like Todd Cantwell and Max Aarons. Callum, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. You know, Callum's actually spent a fiver on this, and he thinks he's clever because he's said, do you think we should look at more players from the Championship? He said Todd Cantwell and Max Aarons, and then the name in the middle is Mo, and then the next word is Leicester. Put them together. So he's tried to catch me out by being clever, but I tell you what, you've got to be cleverer than that, mate. I mean, I've had people trying to get me to say racist terms, so I'm on the ball when it comes to this sort of thing because. In fact, I'm getting to the point where I'm taking my time on the super chats because you almost have to read them in your head 4 times first. Ardovan says Nagelsmann is the next big thing. We should try and get him. He'll do a project with little net spend like Klopp. Jose is maybe too short term for us. He wouldn't be bad for Spurs actually. Why is it the only time my girlfriend and her sisters watch United is when we play against Grealish? Says Igor. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of girls out there and boys. Let's be equal. Because boys can like Grealish in that way as well. They can. If that's the way they go. But yeah, I've heard of this quite a few times. There's a lot of interest in Jack Grealish from the... and I don't think it's footballing reasons. I do not think it's for footballing reasons, but there you go. Players are out on the pitch. We are 4 minutes away from kickoff, so I'm just going to get the timer ready. Don't worry, Danny, we are going to talk about Liverpool, and we'll do that now, actually. Liverpool are 10 points behind Manchester City if Man City win their game in hand. Liverpool have got to beat Man City on the weekend. I don't think they will. We're going to do a watch along on this channel, so please subscribe. Actually, please subscribe. I've not said that once on the show. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. But I think Man City at the moment are looking devastatingly good. And I think that Manchester City will beat Liverpool at the weekend. Well, if they beat Liverpool at the weekend and they win their game in hand, that's 13 points clear. So I don't think Liverpool are going to win the title now. And they were my pre-season predictor. Why are they not going to win the title? Because they're tired, they're decimated. We're 5 subscribers away from 312,500, by the way. So please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. It's free to do. Get involved with the channel. Everybody's welcome on here. Doesn't matter who you support. You're all welcome. That's the way it works. So I've got my timer ready. Looking forward to this game, by the way. But yeah, I think that with Liverpool, they've been decimated by injuries. I don't think they've really given Klopp enough over the last couple of summers. Certainly not the summer before last. They've lost a lot. They've been very unlucky with injuries, but then you could say in the previous years they've done quite well with injuries. So I think that Caleb says best €5 I've ever spent. Thank you, Caleb. But yeah, I think that Liverpool in the longer term will be fine. I think it's almost like Liverpool just need couple of months off and to get their players back, and they'll be, you've still got Jurgen Klopp. His tactics are still very, very, very hard to counter. I just think somebody said to me when Man United were playing Liverpool that the big problem they've got is that comparable to other seasons, their actual stats in relation to pressing is down as much as 30%. Well, if you're down 30% on that, then you're gonna bear the price. On top of that, injuries. So you've got a Liverpool side that's missing players, and you've got a Liverpool side that's not pressing as much as it used to. So yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it, for them? And I wonder what coat Jose's wearing. Do you think that's Hugo Boss? Elites, match elites. But he's got the little badge on the arm. I bet it's not. I bet it's some sort of a grand show or a grand jacket, £5,000 jacket, knowing Jose. And he's probably sponsored by them. I've had my little stretch there. Thank you very much. I need to have more of those. Thanks for reminding me. Get your score predictions in then. Barkey says 3-0 to Spurs. Would you have taken Tuchel at United, says Jamal. Doesn't mean he's going to be a failure, but I always said no. Tuchel to me comes across as a guy that's not a winner. I can't see Tuchel outdoing Klopp or Pep. Now, if those both go, then maybe. But a lot of people would say the same about Solskjaer, to be fair. But a lot of people going for a Chelsea win. Few people going for a Spurs 2-1 win. As I've said, I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go 1-1 on this one. I think it looks like it could be that. I'm just waiting for the kickoff here. Let's get the timer. We're about to go. I'm all ready. Look, I've been looking forward to this one all week. I don't know about you. Please share the video, by the way. We've got nearly 8,000 watching. You can click the share button, click the like button. We're up and running. I've gone 1-1. I just hope Spurs come out of their shell a little bit, and I hope Chelsea go for it a little bit. Werner. Ooh. I thought he'd scored then. Bloody hell. I thought it had gone in. I was like, what? What are you bloody doing, Lloris? What are you doing? So it's a long but angled ball by Azpilicueta. Timo Werner gets a looping header on it from the edge of the box. And I thought, because the net moved, it had dropped right into the top corner. But Lloris, to be fair, has got it absolutely spot on, and it just goes about wide. But I was like, shit, it's gone in. Love the content, Mark. Thanks for all you do. All the best from Dublin, and have a pint with your name on it when you get over. Hopefully it's this year. James, I cannot wait to come over to Dublin. We've even got a pub booked that we booked last year, so it's just about redoing it. So yeah, I can't wait, really can't wait. But any pub will do. I'll meet someone for a pint in Stoke if you want. I mean, just a pub, a pint, it's fine. I don't think he hardly even touched Timo Werner there. Oh, he did catch him a little bit. He did a bit. Do I rate Hudson-Odoi, says Keevan. I do, and I think Tuchel rates him as well. I mean, he's in the starting lineup. Actually, I've already done the teams, but if you're not aware, Mendy, Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, James Alonso. It's a back five. Jorginho and Kovacic holding. Then Hudson-Odoi, Mount, and Werner. Lots of mobility in that Chelsea front three. And then the Spurs side: no Gareth Bale, Lloris, Aurier, Alderweireld, Dyer, Davies, Sissoko, Højbjerg, Bergwijn. Cross comes in, headed away by Dyer. Ndombele, Son, and then Vinicius, I call him, although they call him Alves Marais on BBC. I call him Vinicius. That's what I call him. That's what I call him. And Ndombele's just gone down injured now. Højbjerg. Is that how you say it? Højbjerg. I think Reece James trod on his ankle. That's going to hurt a lot. Reece James stamping down on your foot. Look, I mean, look at the size of Reece James' legs. That's going to bloody hurt, him stamping down on your foot, I'm afraid. But I think he's got up okay. Højbjerg. 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 Okay, thank you. I do try. I'm quite trying, but I do try. We do try. You've got to pump it up. Right, let's go. Let's have a good game. Come on. Best thing that could happen in this game, Chelsea score first. Definitely Chelsea score first. Because if Spurs score first, they'll sit back and defend. If Chelsea score first, Spurs will have to come out. And then if they get an equaliser, they won't really know what to do. So the game will open up. But yeah. We've got a corner here for Chelsea early on. They are forcing it. Mason Mount gets a cross in. And a good block there by, I think it was Ben Davies. Every loser wins once the dream begins. So corner for Chelsea here. Lemar would be great DM than Rice because he has Champions League experience and will be cheap. And if Ollie gets one priority position next summer, who should Ollie get? DM or centre back? And your score prediction for Liverpool City game. God, Ronit, you don't ask much, do you? You get your money's worth on a super chat. The priority for position for Manchester United, I think, is a CDM. I also think that Liverpool, Man City, I think Man City are going to win it. And I think they'll win it 2-0. Charlie McGovern says, could you do a movie watch along? It's certainly something we're thinking of doing, but what I will tell you we are doing a Super Bowl watch along on Sunday night. I'm very excited about this. Touchdown, you bitch! Touchdown! Fumble! Try! Line out! Sack! You can get sacked out playing NFL. Touchdown, fumble, punt, field goal. Touchdown, you bitch. That's what I used to say. But the thing is, I always get mixed up. I'd play rugby and I'd smash it down and they'd say, you haven't scored. You've got to touch the ball on the ground. So, it doesn't always go well. But we've got a busy weekend on this channel because we're doing Arsenal Villa on Saturday lunchtime. We're doing Man City Liverpool on Sunday evening. And then we got the Super Bowl on Sunday night. So big weekend of sport. I always watch this. I'm not a massive fan. I do like American sports, but I don't really watch it that much. But I do watch the Super Bowl. It's going to be hilarious watching me watch the Super Bowl. Because I don't know many rules, but I will watch it. Touchdown, you bitch. Liverpool do play better against the top 6. Though, says Thomas. And I've got a brand new set for the touchdown. For the Super Bowl, yeah. Oh, you know what? When I said touchdown, that horrible song by Michael Bolton came into my head. I mean, Michael Bolton, it's his hair anyway. And then when he's singing, can I touch you there? Touch you deep inside. Touch you through your... No. I don't know what the words are anymore. But can I touch you there? Oh, God. I don't know what chat up lines he's got, but get out. Great show, Mark. Thoughts on signing Gabby Oberton, says Alexander. It's a long time ago, Gabby. Long time ago. And he was shit. He went to Newcastle, didn't he? Did nothing. For me, this will always be the mighty Tin Pot Derby. Fans who saw Spursy winning the league have also been through World War II, and without Abramovich's Chelsea would still be fighting with Brentford in the EFL. Don't hold back, Ollie. Don't hold back. Good for you staying up till 3:30 to watch the Super Bowl. I won't even stay up till 10:30 in America to watch it, says Ice Mooney. And come on, you Spurs. 2-1 win, and it's Højbjerg, says Racehorse Red. Reece James down the right-hand side. Corner, Ben Davies. It kicks off at 11:30, the Super Bowl. So what time will it finish? At about 9 o'clock in the morning? I mean, how long will it take to play a game of American football? It's about 3-4 hours, isn't it? It will be about 3:30 in the morning, won't it? Maybe 2:30. I'm going to do some Six Nations, Cameron. Yeah, definitely going to do Ireland, England, because I get really on the edge about that. And I love the Irish. I think that's the thing. That's why I get upset. I don't want to lose to Ireland because I love them. But Wales as well. I have to beat Wales. like I'm playing. Good play here from Spurs. They're on the break. Nice ball into Vinicius. Can he slip Son in? He's going to have to go himself. Greedy, greedy, greedy. Harry Kane would have played Son in there. That's what you're missing, Spurs. Good play down the right-hand side, and he didn't get the pass away. Well, Joshy says, we're nothing without Kane. I'll tell you what, Son would have been in one-on-one there with Harry Kane. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Do you think we should go for Gaetan, says Red Baron. Does he still play? Come on, you Spurs. 2-1 Spurs win, and it's... Yeah, I've done that one from Racehorse Red. Thanks for the super chats. You can do that through the $sign if you so wish. Let's go Chelsea, says Fatima BB. And are Liverpool's struggles proving that a fully fit Van Dijk is the best player in the Prem, says Frensas. England versus India watch along. When are they playing, Core Stub? You know what I would say? I think there's a really good point there. That's my celebration. I was showing people this on the United stand, but you can't really do it justice when you're not standing up. So this is my celebration when I used to score goals when I was younger. I'd go like I'd run, and you can stop and do it, or you can run and do it, but you've got to stop for the second bit. So you run along, you go like this, you pretend you've got two guns like a cowboy, and you go shh, shh, pow, 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 shh. Some people think it's a bit cringe, but a lot of people quite liked it. Which channel are you watching the Super Bowl on? Sky Sports or BBC? I've never watched it, so I'm looking forward to joining you, mates, says Gavin Blake. I'm not really an NFL connoisseur, so I don't know whether to watch it on Sky or BBC. What would be the weirdest watch-along you would do? Emmerdale, DTE, Cash in the Attic, or watching Arsenal Invincibles DVD? They all sound very depressing. Did you watch the Barca game, Michael? No. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 313,000. Do you remember when the Springboks won the World Cup? Says Bloom Monster. I do. And will you be rooting for or against the Glazers? Says Marcus. Look, I don't want the Glazers to win. I just want Tom Brady to win, because Tom Brady's the GOAT and he's the quarterback for the Buccaneers, who are owned by the Glazers. So I do want the Buccaneers to win, but it's got nothing to do with the Glazers. Although, if they won the Super Bowl, they might actually get some ambition to try and win something with Man United, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I just want them to win because I like Tom Brady. But I think the Chiefs are going to win. But then Drawty, who's a big NFL fan, said to me that it's very rare for a team to do back-to-back. So there you go. Please shout out my girl, Sarisha. She says, I watch you too much. She says, Avesh, mate, you're in a club of many. The amount of times I've had people say to me that my girlfriend or partner gets fed up with me watching you. Lovely ball. Mason Mount into Werner. Oh, he's just not right, Werner, is he? He's just not right. Hudson-Odoi's got it on the edge. Into Reece James on the right-hand side. Hudson-Odoi puts a cross in, and it will go out for a goal kick. He wants a corner. He's got it. He's put a thumb in the air. Nice one, ref. And I just hit 100k on TikTok, Mark. I'm gassed at the moment, says Tyler Haynes. Well done, or Hines. I don't do TikTok, although apparently I am on TikTok, but I don't do it. I've heard of this new thing called the Stereo app. Is anybody on that? I'm thinking about doing a bit of that because it sounds quite good. You basically do questions and answers, and it's a way of doing a podcast. So I might have thought maybe I can do stereo podcasts. Mark, I'm from Cardiff, Ninian Park. It's gone over the bar there. It's a goal kick. Ninian Park was the best. My dad was in the Cardiff City FC Soul Crew. Rest in peace. Lost his life last month. Love streams. Cardiff City FC. Cujo. Thoughts going out to you and your family about losing your father, of course. Very sad news. And this is what football's all about, isn't it? Those days. I've already said this before. I don't know what these people are on. I think they've drank too much coffee. That they act like they're old school fans, and then they talk about win, lose or draw, get behind your players. And I'm like, have you actually ever been in a football ground? Like, especially in the olden days, it was bloody vile on the terraces. So I don't know what they're on about. I really don't. Thoughts on Werner, says Ryan Purdy. I really like Timo Werner. I really do like Timo Werner. It's a bit like Pepe. I'm happy to do a tweet to get a few retweets taking the piss out of him, but I actually don't mind Pepe. I think he's a good player, and I did think he was going to be a good signing for Arsenal. And the same with Werner. I was very jealous when Chelsea got him, and let's not forget, Klopp wanted him. United apparently spoke to him. Chelsea did what Chelsea do. Good in the transfer window. It's just not worked out. Is he going to be a Shevchenko? No one expected Shevchenko. Good play by Hudson-Odoi. Cross comes in, got rid of it. Spurs doing what Spurs do here. God, 70% of Chelsea's attacks are coming down the right-hand side. You'd be well pissed off if you're Alonso. But Spurs playing on the counter at home again. Bloody hell. It must be soul-destroying. Must be soul-destroying to watch. Spurs are terrible. I've just tweeted it out there. I don't know whether people agree or not. I've just said Spurs playing counter-attacking football at home again. Like, what a waste. You know what? They've got so much talent they shouldn't be playing like this. They should not be playing with like this. They've got Lucas Moura. I mean, he's on the bench. But they've got Son. They've got Lucas Moura. They've got Bergwijn. They've got Vinicius. They've got Ndembele. They've got enough players to be creative. There's not enough excuses there. Son, to me, is like... You know, he's got similarities with Ronaldo. I mean, he's not at that level, but getting the ball, he can run past 2 or 3 players. I just don't get it. I wonder if he's not allowed to do that. I don't know. Spurs clear the corner. And that's what they're looking to do. They're looking to catch Chelsea on the break. Reguilon is injured, Joy. Yeah, he is injured. Do you watch cricket? If yes, which is your favourite format, says Abanath. I like a good test cricket. And I like it when it's like a big game like India or Australia against England. And but if I'm going to watch and have a few beers, you can't beat a bit of 2020. Start a new job on Monday after dropping out of uni. Wish me luck, says Liam. Well done, Liam. Getting out there earning money. Well done. And XOX Bear says, hi, my friend. Matty Olsen is watching. Can you call him a bloody prat? And also, can you wish my dog, Leo Lula, a happy birthday, please? Happy birthday to your dog. And Matty Olsen, apparently you're a prat. Remember that striker who used to play for... wasn't there a striker who used to play for Blackburn Rovers called Matty Olsen or something like that? And he had a bit of a gambling habit. But I think he was English. I'm getting mixed up with someone. Mark, Blackburn had a striker who was quite prolific somewhere else, and he went to Blackburn, obviously. I think his first name was Matty, and he ended up revealing that he had a gambling problem. Mark, have you seen that Greenwood's mentioned you're on his girlfriend's TikTok, says Road to Dawn? I have, but I'm not getting hyped about it, because I just think that, you know, you don't do yourself justice, to be honest, because... If you don't think that footballers these days are all over social media reading what's being said, social media is addictive for everybody, isn't it? So it doesn't mean he actually watches it. He might have just seen some of the bloody clips that are on TikTok, which I'm not even on, but people tell me that there's loads of bloody clips on there. Goal kick to Spurs here. That's progress for Spurs at the moment, winning a goal kick. They're not doing much. Matt Jansen, that was it. Well done, Gordon, and well done, Henrik. That was the one. There was a time where it was going to be like the next big thing, but it wasn't. Just going back to that previous question, Keve's reminded me of it because he said, who do you think's the best player in the Premier League when they're on form? It's De Bruyne to him. I wouldn't disagree. I think De Bruyne, when he's at his best, is one of the world's best, isn't he? Hopefully Bruno's going to go up to that level. But just going back to what somebody was saying about Van Dijk, is he the best player in the Premier League because you can see how Liverpool have missed him? I think Van Dijk's the best centre-back in the world. I've said this for the last year or so, but what I would say is that I do sympathise. I don't sympathise with Liverpool because they're my biggest rival as a Man United fan, but I do know why they're struggling because they've not got Van Dijk. And although they play in different positions, different players in different positions can be focal points of teams. If you think about Spurs, without Harry Kane, they're not as good. Liverpool without Van Dijk, they're not as good. Manchester United without Bruno, we haven't seen it yet, but I can tell you now, we won't be as good. So Van Dijk not being part of Liverpool is like Kane not having Spurs. It's like Man United not having Bruno. It's like Man City not having De Bruyne. They're big, massive players. And, so of course Liverpool are going to drop off. It's absolutely inevitable. The season that Rio Ferdinand got that ban for the missed drugs test, he missed about 7 months of the season. We didn't win the league, did we? The season Roy Keane got injured, we didn't win the league with his knee injury. So the history shows you that if you lose a key player, it's very hard. It's very hard to go and win a title. And if you did do it without Van Dijk, it would have been amazing by Liverpool. But I don't think they're going to do it. I don't. These players when they're fit, they're the reason that they're that thing that pushes you beyond everybody else. But when they're not fit, you just become mere mortals. And Liverpool are a fantastic side. And look, I think Liverpool, if they lose Salah and Mane, they're in trouble as well. But they've had to adapt the way that they're playing, and it's not just the fact that they haven't got Van Dijk, it's the fact that they've had to play Fabinho and Henderson at centre-back, so your midfield is weakened as well. It's been difficult for Liverpool. Van Dijk is the best centre-back, and Liverpool lost him, and Joel Matic is who is suffering from an ankle injury until the 1st of July, says Tamid. Just move that out there. Okay. Over 10,000 watching. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please smash a like on the video and subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Nice switch of the ball to the left side of the box, and Ndembele's got it on a rare cross for Spurs, and the cross from Ndembele was shite, and easy catch for Mendy. So 20 minutes gone here, and it's it's going the way we thought it was going to go. Quite tight, to be fair. Spurs look dead, says Rahul, and they're certainly not easy on the eye. Oliver Jones says he loves bold men. I don't think there's anyone on the pitch for here, and I'm not bold, so Spurs are terrible, says Richards. And Mark, what happened to no Cave? You're asking a question. I'm sorry. Go into a timeout, think about it, and then if you want to talk about it again, you're off. It's like you're talking about something that's like 3 years ago. I don't want to talk about people that used to be on the United stand 3 years ago. What's the point? I don't talk about people from other channels that have been abusing me today. So I'm not going to start going down memory lane so that you might get a little clip that you can clip off and say, oh, he said this about you. I'm not a stupid, Hi Mark, do you think Ruben Diaz is having the same impact as Van Dijk? And do you think a new centre-back like Koundé would have the same impact at Man United? That's a good question from Jay. Ruben Diaz is, look, Man City's defence this year, I didn't think Pep could build a defence that's basically not conceding goals. It's like a Mourinho defence with a Pep attack. It's like the perfect synergy. So, Man City are going to be very, very hard to beat. And Ruben Diaz has been a revelation as a signing. The amazing thing about Ruben Diaz is, look, he was never a player that Ollie was looking to buy. He wasn't, but he was definitely a player that Jose was looking at a couple of years ago. But it's all about timing, isn't it? If we'd bought Ruben Diaz, 2.5 years ago, or when Mourinho was here, he might not have been ready for the Premier League. Maybe the timing of it was perfect for Man City. What else other than part of the bus can you expect from the rich man's Tony Pulis, specialist in failure, his second last year in managing an English club? Says Abijat. And how's your kitten doing? Says Ishan. He's a lot better, actually. Thanks for asking. Whatever he had, it was just in his mouth. It hadn't gone down to his throat, and he is eating today. So the vet said as long as he eats today, he should be all right. So he's fine. Mark, what would it take for you to be an Arsenal fan? And can you sing Bruno's song, please? Said Red Cosmos Devil. Well, I'm not a bloody seal, so I'm not just going to sing on demand, a parrot or whatever it is. I'd never be an Arsenal fan. I'd have to be born an Arsenal fan. The only time I'd be an Arsenal fan is if I needed them to win. And I will be an Arsenal fan later on this month because they're playing Man City, aren't they? Man City's fixtures actually over the next month is where, if they're not going to be title holders, if they're not going to win the league, it's going to be because of this month. So they've got Liverpool on Sunday, then they've got Spurs the following Saturday, then they've got Everton in midweek, and then they've got Arsenal on the Sunday. And then they've got West Ham and then they've got United at the start of March. And basically, if Man City win all those games, they've won the title, because that's basically all their hard games done, really. So, yeah. It's a hard month for Man City, but I don't think they'll drop many points, unfortunately. Who do you want to win? Says Paranoid Mandroid. I want Chelsea to score first, because I can't stand the way Mourinho plays football with Spurs. It's so bloody boring. So I want Chelsea to score first. I don't really care who wins, but there's just no... Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Mourinho wins the Carabao Cup and the Europa League, because you can win games by playing this way. He's given a penalty! Oh my God! He's given a penalty! It should never be a penalty. It should be a penalty, but it's absolutely stupid by Dyer. There's nothing going on. It's like it's in an area of the penalty box. There might be an offside there. There won't be an offside. Well, I tell you what, the ball lands closer to Hudson-Odoi. I tell you what, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm a bit pissed off here. Let's look at the penalty first. Eric Dyer. No, I don't think that's a penalty. I don't think that's a penalty. I think he dives. I really think Werner dives there. I don't think it was a penalty, but it's been given. And Jorginho scores it. 1-0. 1-0 to Chelsea. Jorginho scores. He didn't do the little hop, but I did want Chelsea to score first, so I'm happy about that. But I tell you what, Spurs aren't really complaining that much, so, clearly probably was a penalty, but I just thought that from the angle they showed it, that Werner trod on Eric Dyer, but there's not been any appeal and there's not been any VAR. So, good, lovely penalty by Jorginho and 1-0. And I did say Chelsea scoring first is exactly what we want in this game. So, look, what I would say about that penalty is it's definitely stupid from Eric Dyer. When you give a penalty away, you want it to be because they're about to score a goal. Here it is. Oh, no, it is a penalty. He does catch him. I thought Werner stood on him, but Eric Dyer kicks out. The stupid thing is, it's just a foul in the box. He's right on the far side of the penalty box. There's a Spurs player in front of him. There's no way Werner's going to score. He just performs a foul in the box, which is a penalty, of course, but it's not like a last-ditch tackle or anything like that. It's just a silly foul in the box. So it's a penalty, definitely. From that angle, it was a penalty. I apologise for that. Clear pen. India-England test is starting tomorrow, apparently. Thank you very much, Rajan. Who's going to win the Liverpool versus City game? Says Marvellous Jason. I think it will be a City win, to be honest. Yeah. I want a draw, really. That's the best result, because Liverpool are only 4 points off United. So, if we think we're in a race for a title, then, if Liverpool are only 4 points behind, it's not that much. So I'd like a draw. I don't know. Can I just say this as well? What do people think about this? I think Eric Dyer is not a centre-back. I really don't think he's a centre-back. He's a liability. I've just put a tweet out there. He's a bloody liability. I don't know why he plays Eric Dyer at centre-back. He very rarely plays well. Liverpool are playing Jordan Henderson at centre-back because Van Dijk's injured. Jose Mourinho plays Eric Dyer at centre-back because, well, you end the sentence for me. Anybody's got to be better than that. Alderweireld, Davinson Sanchez. This is too easy for Chelsea at the moment, though. Even 1-0 up, they're still all over Spurs. He's going to have to change his plan here. Spurs look massively, massively, massively second best. Here's Bergwijn. Good tackle. Chelsea up for this. And they're all over Spurs at the moment. Who do you think is the top 3 English managers at the moment, says Lee Powell? Well, English, tough. It's very tough because I can't even think of any English managers now. Not in the top 6 now Lampard's gone. I think I have to listen to the live comments about that. In the Amazon documentary, he said he only wants to play centre-back, says Melts Don. Well, I want to play up front for Man United, but I'm shit. Just because a player wants to do something. Yeah, a lot of people talking about Potter. Is he the highest placed English manager, though? I mean, there's not many in there. This is the sad thing about Lampard, isn't it? Because being an English manager, I was hopefully he might do quite well. Gerrard, it's got to come to the Prem, Gerrard. I don't think Gerrard should take the Liverpool job either. I think Gerrard should come down and take a job like Newcastle or something like that. Hodgson's is actually the highest, says William, sorry. Chelsea on the attack again. Alonso on the left-hand side. So 1-0 here. 1-0. Oh, Alonso gives the foul up. I just don't... He's got to change how he's playing here. This is absolutely shite. Absolute shite from Spurs. Disappointing how you can predict football a lot of the time, isn't it? And we can definitely get... Definitely we can get... you can definitely get more out of this Spurs side. It's way too negative. 100 subscribers away from 313,000. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Everyone's welcome on this channel, of course. Career mode's back tomorrow afternoon, by the way. Aston Villa, Arsenal, Saturday lunchtime. Man City, Liverpool, Sunday afternoon. These are the next watch-alongs we're doing on this channel. And then Super Bowl on Sunday night, which I'm looking forward to. Chelsea looks really good under Tuchel, to be honest, says Tariq. Well, look, I don't think it's... Look, obviously you've got to give the credit to Tuchel, but I don't think any manager was going to come in and not do well at Chelsea. I mean, this was all... you could almost say it justifies sacking Lampard because the players weren't playing for Lampard, but the reality is any manager, whether it's Allegri, whether it's Tuchel, whether it's Nagelsmann, you give them these players... One, they're all going to start playing well because what do players do when they down tools for a manager? As soon as a new manager comes in, they play well because it makes them look good. The squad he's got is unbelievable. So, Chelsea should be top 3. They should be top 3. They should be... I predicted Chelsea would finish second this year. So, they've massively underachieved under Lampard. And I think under Tuchel, they'll probably start improving, which they are. But I don't think they're good enough to win the league. They're not going to win the league anyway, are they? But even next season, I don't think Tuchel will take them beyond Man City and Liverpool. To be honest with you, no matter what happens, unless they go on and spend a load more money in the summer. United versus Everton will be on the United stand. Ryan Purdy. I'm just talking about this channel. They've wasted 50 million on Chilwell, says Laura Lee. I would play Chilwell as a left wing back, but he prefers Alonso, doesn't he? So, yeah. Watch out, Declan Rice. Watch out, Declan Rice. Go to Chelsea and you think, oh, I'm going to play every week. Look at what's happened to Chilwell. We will be doing Champions League watch-along, Stefan. Yep. There's so much football, isn't there? Imagine how tired the footballers me. There's so much football. It's relentless. There's like 3 Premier League games a week. And when that stops, you've got Champions League football. There's FA Cup midweek next week. It's all going off. It's all going off. Zane says, what's the point of watching this game? It makes no difference to Manchester United. Yeah, I don't know whether you realise, Zane, but this channel isn't the United stand. It's That's Football. And I don't need to be a United fan to watch other games. So I watch a lot of football, as I'm sure a lot of other people do. I had hoped this game would kick off, but I think it's the right scoreline. Spurs have got to do something. The worst thing that can happen is Spurs go 1-0 up in a game. It's boring. They'll just sit back. Zayn Miassi, come on. BTEC Klopp, smash Spurs. And Dean Smith is the highest placed England manager, says Maladino. Yeah. And Villa are probably the best one, aren't they? They're doing very, very well. Very, very well. Are you here as a neutral or as a United fan, says Omar? I don't really have a preference who wins this game. I'm sure many of you do have a preference. I don't always have, when I'm watching a game of football, I don't always have a preference who I want to win. Sometimes I do, like Villa and Arsenal on Saturday. I want Villa to win because I prefer Villa to Arsenal. But in this game, normally I'd want Spurs to win, but Mourinho's so boring. And I actually quite like some of Chelsea's players, so I'm a bit like, I'm not really bothered. I'm not really bothered who wins it as long as we get a bit of entertainment. So, yeah. Kovacic is playing well. I really felt for Hasenhüttl, even though we were absolutely destroying them, says Ishan. Yeah, Southampton have got this weird thing, haven't they? That they're a very good side, but when things go wrong, they really do get pelted, don't they? Who would you prefer for Man United, Rice, Grealish or Sancho, says Shallin. Thiago Silva's gone down here. And he might stay down for a while. Who would you prefer, Rice, Grealish or Sancho? I'll go back to that. Rice, Grealish or Sancho? Well, Sancho and Rice are the positions we need. 100% need those positions. But I'm a big fan of Grealish, so of course, if Diallo's good, you don't need Sancho. So Grealish plays on the other side. So for me, I think I'd say Declan Rice because I'm fed up of us playing McFred when we only need one player to do that job. A lot of people saying Grealish, which I can understand. Think Chelsea should... oh, God. Charlie McFarlane. That's the worst one yet. Trying to get me to say a rude name. Sam, Mark, does it annoy you we lost to this Spurs team? No. No. Because it was right at the start of the season. And we're in second place. So, yeah. They're going to have to make a substitution here. Thiago Silva's going to come off. Christensen's going to come on. But judging by the way Spurs are playing, he might not have much to do because Spurs have barely done anything. Chelsea getting top four, Mark, says Hursty. Hey, I wouldn't... I actually have said that. I haven't counted Chelsea out of getting fourth place. So, and I don't think Chelsea fans have either. So... hold your horses on that one. It might not sound as outlandish as you think, but they do need to win today. How do you think losing to us on Saturday will affect your season? Says Robin. If we lose to Everton on Saturday, I think we can say goodbye to the title, even though I don't think we can win the title. Thiago Silva's coming off, by the way. Yeah. Remember, we're sponsored by Cards Plug. If you're interested, we'll just give it a little plug because there's no action happening. You can get one of these, 25% off through the link in the video description, exclusively for you lot. Really good material. You can put it on your wall, and they're fully customizable. 25% off. Or if you don't go through the link in the video description and you just go to Cards Plug, just put Goldbridge in the checkout code. Fully customizable, like I said. Thanks to Cards Plug. Really good. Valentine's Day is coming up as well. Treat yourself. No one else is going to buy you a card. Shout out to Brighton. Tracy. I talk about Valentine's Day, actually. I mean, when in my younger days, I couldn't, on Valentine's Day morning, I couldn't get out the door because I forgot my keys. Not because of cards, but it's an old one. It's an old one. I need a 99 for stretch, yes. Adrian, I do need a stretch one as well. Don't think much of your pace, Mark, says Ollie. Mate, I remember playing in a match 10 years ago, and we came to half time, and a couple of the subs were laughing their head off as I walked off. I was like, what are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? I've just run that midfield. And they went, to be honest, you did, when you're in the centre circle just playing the passes, you were really good. But it was hilarious when you had to go to right back to try and catch their winger, and you had a 20 yards head start on him, and you looked like you were running on the spot. He absolutely burned you. And I went, hey, pace ain't my game anymore. Not with my back. Just stick me in the middle of the pitch. I'll be the conductor, but I ain't got no pace. which is sad. I used to be quite quick in my early 20s, but yeah, no, not now. I'm slower than bloody Harry Maguire, me. Is Harry Maguire actually slow, though, or is it just deceptive? Who do you think's the slowest centre-back in the Premier League? Like, out of... Well, actually, name me a top player who's slow. Like, Juan Mata's slow, isn't he? But he doesn't even play for United anymore. A top player who's slow. Can you think of one? Because everybody is always pace-orientated. It's one of the things that people love, whether they're playing FIFA, whether it's one of their players. People love pace, don't they? But who's a slow, top-class player? Giroud's slow. Yep, good one. Giroud. David Silva's obviously slow now. I don't think he was always that slow. Lukaku's quite quick. Harry Kane. Yeah, I don't think Harry Kane's particularly quick, is he? Good one. That's a good one. Pogba's fast, Ahmed, when he gets going, so I disagree with you on that one. Muller's not particularly quick as well. Berbatov wasn't very fast as well. Tony Kroos. A lot of midfield. James Rodriguez ain't that quick either. Christopher Jameson, you're right. So, yeah. Ronaldo's bloody fast. Probably not as fast as he used to be, John Wick, but he's still fast. Aguero, yeah. Aguero used... Well, I remember Michael Carrick was just about to retire and he out-sprinted Aguero. So, yeah, Aguero's not quick. Good one. I'm quite encouraged here. There's a lot of slow players that are good. Are you faster than Phil Jones, says Alias? Mate, I'm not very quick, but I'm quicker than Phil Jones because he's injured. You know, that's the advantage. My gran, rest in peace, could beat Phil Jones in a race. But yeah, there's a lot of slow players that are world class. You're right. Mertesacker. Oh God. What was that clip of Mertesacker when he thought he was coming over to give an autograph and they bantered him and he was really angry. Another corner here for Chelsea. 7 minutes to go. This is a rearguard action from Spurs that's very disappointing. They've got to change it at half time. They really have. We're 100 subscribers away from 313,000, so please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Pirlo and Scholes were slow, says Red Baron. They were. Can you do a player career mode for FIFA 21? I want to see some Goldbridge masterclass, says Jordan Wright. I just don't think it'd be very watchable. I think it's a bit boring. I like playing it, but I don't think it's very watchable. Oh, lovely little ball. Mason Mount messes it up. He should have done so much better. He's in the box on the right-hand side. And he puts a terrible cross in. He should have done so much better from there. Matic is slow, yeah. I think as a... Carrick wasn't particularly quick. I think as a CDM you can be quite slow. Which is why I used to play there. Your worst nightmare as a CDM is you're the last man and Mbappe's running at you. You're like, shit. You're not even quick enough to trip him up. Not exactly real life, but Charlie McGrew's got 2 pace on my Blackburn career mode, says the Gaming Ram. Sancho's not actually that fast, is he, Lars? I mean, I think his pace is a bit underrated on FIFA, but he isn't super fast. Mason Mount or James Maddison at United, Mark, says Sam Allen. I'd probably say, you know what, I'm actually going to surprise myself. I probably would say Mason Mount at the moment. Yeah, probably would. A couple of super chats coming in. Thanks for that. Mark, can you come Magaluf with my mates next summer, says Harry H. I would like to, but I don't think I'd be allowed to by the wife, to be honest with you. Do you think Phil Jones back in the squad is to get a transfer offer for him or the board acting like it's a new centre-back, says Cam Chaz? No, I just think it's... I don't think it's a sympathy vote. I just think it's an opportunity for him to, come into the team, come into the squad. I don't think there's anything in that at all. Cross comes in. Oh, he should have scored. Aurier. Cross came in. Mourinho's clapping. I mean, it's not enough, Jose. Cross comes in from the right hand side, and Aurier wins it just ahead of the 6-yard box. And he's just not looking. His eyes are closed when he heads it wide. Gets that on target, that could be a goal. Thanks for the super chat. You can do that through the $ if you want to. Giroud is slow, says CN Gaming. You're slow, because we said Giroud about 5 minutes ago. But you are right. So got about 3 minutes to go to half time here. Best movie soundtrack, says Shannon Sharp. Top Gun's good. Dirty Dancing's good. Pulp Fiction's good. Can you do another Sean Dyche impression? Who's the daddy? Who's the daddy? It does hurt me though. You are hurting me, making me do that. Rate what Moyes has done at West Ham, says Sam. I think David Moyes has gone back to the closest he's ever been to his Everton days, which is coming up for 10 years, isn't it? I mean, David Moyes left Everton in 2013, didn't he? So, well, no, not 8 years. And, you know, he was always a coach who could do a certain thing. And look, Everton sometimes used to finish 5th, and I think they even got top 4 one year, didn't they? So, and I think the West Ham team plays a bit similar to his Everton team, really. It's not, you know, it's not super football, but it's well organised with a couple of flair players. So I think he's doing a good job. The only thing I'd say about West Ham is that they surprised me winning last night, but brilliant from Lingard. But I thought they were a little bit defensive against Liverpool last weekend. I actually thought that they might get something out of that game, and I was quite disappointed with them because I thought they had the players to cause Liverpool more problems, and I think they just played a bit defensive. So, but Liverpool scored some good goals, didn't they? Mark, have you ever watched films like Smokey and the Bandit and Convoy, says Sergeant Stupid? I've heard of them both, but I can't remember watching either, to be honest. Sam Ameson says, here's a question. If United bought Declan Rice, do you think Ollie would use him or stick with McFred? I think he would use Declan Rice because he would cost a lot of money and it would be his signing. I think with Van der Beek, it's not his signing, so he doesn't use him. I think when Ollie gets his signings in, he does use them. Look at Harry Maguire, look at Aaron Wan-Bissaka, look at Bruno Fernandes. I will always have a place in my heart for Moyes. Only thing he didn't do for us was win a trophy. No manager since Carlo has understood Everton since, says Robin. Yeah, he was a good manager at Everton, wasn't he? And it did go wrong for Everton after that. And a lot of Everton fans, myself included, thought Everton got the better deal when you got rid of Fellaini and Moyes for a lot of money and you brought in Martinez and your replacements looked good, but it didn't work. I don't rate Martinez. I know he's the Belgian manager, but I don't rate him. We're nearly at half-time here. Son on the turn. He's off. Go on, into the space, Son. Oh, he's running into the space. He's decided to stop. And he's had to stop. And the Spurs are going to go backwards now. What a fucking waste of time, eh? We all want Grealish. But who's that new West Ham player have got? He looked better than Grealish last night. I think he was man of the match, says Sean Negative Turner. And would you rather get Rice or Basuma and a right back, says Ishan. Basuma and a right back I'd probably go for because, you know, I don't want to spend loads of money on signings. I'd rather get good players in positions we need. So it's a good question, Ishan. And Sharath Kamath Fitness says, wait a minute. Mark, thoughts on Soucek? I think he's built well and can play for a top 6 team. Also, what's with this Ben Davies all about? He's very bad. I think Liverpool have bought a Ben Davies as well, haven't they? You know, but here's Werner. Go on then. Still 2 minutes added on in this half. Jose, I tell you what, second half will be better because Spurs are going to have to go for this. You can't just play out a 1-0 loss. They've got to go more on the front foot, Spurs here. I mean, I'd love to think Gareth Bale could come off the bench and do something, but what's Gareth Bale doing? I do not know. Justin says it's the same old Spurs, always happy to lose. Nice ball into the wing for Hudson-Odoi, and Eric Dyer gets across. And it goes out for a throw-in. Don't you know that it hurts so good? Don't you know that it hurts so good? Don't you know that it hurts so good? It hurts so good. Don't even know who sang that. Don't even know why it came into my head. But it did. Mourinho's going in for half-time. Spurs next game. Somebody just said, what's Spurs next game? I've got a funny feeling they've got Leicester. Don't know why. Reece James, this should be 2. Why didn't he hit it? First time, Mason. Oh, that should have been 2-0 and he knows it. His final ball's not been that good. No, Tottenham have got West Brom on Sunday lunchtime. It's Allardyce against his Portuguese twin. I mean, bloody hell. Talk about a boring game that'll be. But it's half-time. Mourinho goes inside. And you've got to look at Spurs and say, what the bloody hell are you up to here? What are you up to? You cannot play for draws all the time. And look, it is a penalty. A foul by Eric Dyer on Timo Werner. And I'm glad it was a penalty, actually. Because if it wasn't a penalty, it'd probably be 0-0. I'm very glad that Chelsea scored the first goal in this game. Because Spurs' approach is just so boring. And the second half, they're going to have to come out. And if they don't come out, they're going to lose the game. But approaching games like this, Jose, with the quality that you've got, it ain't acceptable. You know, you've got Ndembele, you've got Bergwijn, you've got Vinicius, you've got Aurier, you've got Ben Davies, and you've got Son. Those players can all get progressively up the pitch. All right, you've got Højbjerg and you've got Sissoko and you've got your two centre-backs. But everybody else could play more advanced. They're not playing more advanced because that's the way the manager wants them to play. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. So they've got to play better in the second half. Chelsea's next game is Sheffield United on Sunday night. So could be opportunities for both teams to follow up this result with a win. But Chelsea are going to be very happy. How do you feel about Got prequel coming up soon, says Gabriel Noel? I'm excited about that, but I don't know when it's coming out. We need some good stuff to come in, really. We need some good TV shows to come out. How many penalties does this Dyer give? I remember Jose wanted him at United, says Prejic. Well, he's got him at Spurs. Beating City or beating Liverpool. Also, do you think Man United will sign Sancho or Haaland in the summer? I don't think anyone's going to get Haaland in the summer, Joe. I don't think he will leave Dortmund in the summer. I haven't watched Vikings, no. I watched a bit of it. Højbjerg and Sissoko is the Spurs version of McFred, says Ishan. Yeah. Spurs are trash, says Illa United. And Tuchel out, says Brutos. Tottenham need a centre-back. Alderweireld is getting old, says Ian O'Connell. And sorry, but Spurs really don't have a quality squad, says TB1210. I disagree. I think they've got a fantastic squad. I just don't think that the way that they're playing is good enough. And it surprises me because I have seen Spurs play on the front foot more. But the way I've seen them play recently, they can't score goals and they keep conceding goals. Well, you know what? I don't need Michael Owen to tell me you're going to lose if that happens. Chelsea are dominating the ball. Well, look, Tuchel's probably going to do that. But Mourinho, you've been in the Premier League longer than Tuchel. He's only been there 3 weeks. You know, I expected something a little bit more on the front foot. It's pure Jose football, says Steve. And Michael Jackson or Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury for me, Mads. People have started playing either or already. It's the manager, that's why we got rid, says AJ. Any difference between Lampard and Tuchel, says Omar. I think the way that they play football under Tuchel already, you can see a shape. You know, he wants his players to get lots of touches on the ball. That's the way he plays. It's a scam how Mourinho is managing a Premier League club in 2021, says Claggy. Look, you know, in many ways, and people will probably take this the wrong way, but Jose Mourinho got sacked by Chelsea for a reason. Manchester United got him in because they were like, he's still magical, he can win us a title. He came to Man United, he got us nowhere near a title and played shit football, and we sacked him. And then Spurs have done the same. Oh, he's still got some magic left, let's bring him in. And he still plays shit football. And he's fast becoming, although he's one of the greatest managers in football history, and he's fast becoming an expensive Portuguese Sam Allardyce because he's getting jobs off a reputation that he wins titles, and he doesn't, and he won't, and he can't, because that brand of football ain't going to win you a title. Just not going to happen. So, rumour has it Abramovich is disgruntled at the lack of trophies after Tuchel having been here 2 weeks. Also motorbike or car, says Surgeon. I don't ride motorbikes, so it's definitely got to be a car for me. Although I don't drive them much at the moment. Massive game tomorrow, Swansea versus Norwich. I don't know why that is a massive game, Jack, because I've not looked at the Championship table in a very, very long time. Spot on by the bridge, says Charlie Whittington. Look, I can speak about Mourinho with full confidence because I love the guy. I think he's box office. I could listen to him all day. I loved All or Nothing. But as a manager, you know, his style of football doesn't match the personality off the pitch. It's a boring brand of football. It always has been. Mourinho was always box office. He was always fantastic from the time that he ran down the bloody touchline at Old Trafford after beating us with Porto. Couldn't stand the guy, but personality-wise, he's always had it. But his footballing style is diabolical. It really is. But, as I said, he could lose this game tonight and then go and win the Carabao Cup in April. Spurs fans would probably say, well, we got what we wanted out of him. And that's the problem. We had it at United. As much as he was annoying in the way he played, you always knew he could probably grind out a trophy. But the powers are waning. Do you think Smalling could have done a job at all for United this season? Roma fans seem to love him. Love your vids as well, mates. It's James Lewis. I think Smalling would have been a good centre-back for us this year. Mark, the old United Jose days, SP final days is on tonight. Gloomy, unenthusiastic and boring old man now, says Sahil. And face facts, Mourinho is past it, says Justin. Incredible. And I don't like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. No, Oscar, I don't know why you're asking me about that, but I don't. He destroyed Shaw with his verbal slander, says Ayush. I don't think Rashford and Martial benefited much from it either. Lord Shoop says that Jose won a trophy at United, but Ollie hasn't won anything. I'd take Ollie every day of the week, mate, because we play a better brand of football under Ollie. The players are happier under Ollie. And, trophies aren't actually everything. For some fans, they are, but I can see that United are heading in the right direction, and you can't always win trophies. I think we will win a trophy under Ollie, but it might not be this season. But we're heading in the right direction. I'd rather be under Ollie than Mourinho at United, 100%. Mark, the old United Jose. I've just done that one. Thank you. Do you think Jose will get another job in the top 5 leagues after Spurs? Says Jay Christian. I can't imagine he'd get another job in the Premier League because where would he go? Like, he's managed Chelsea, Man United, and Spurs. I can't see Arsenal or Liverpool or Man City taking him on. I mean, he could get a job in Serie A. I think Serie A suited Mourinho better than anywhere, to be honest with you. But look, in relation to this game, they've got to come out second half and do a lot better because they're 1-0 down. They went 1-0 down and they carried on playing the same way, which shows that Mourinho didn't want to adapt in game. They've got a game plan, and it seems to me like they haven't got a plan B. Their game plan is to defend. And, I mean, looking at this penalty back here again, I think they're going to show it, are they? No, that's not the penalty. Their game plan is just to sit back and defend with 6 or 7 players in front of them. And, Chelsea have got in down that right-hand side so many times. Just not acceptable. Right, here's the penalty. Ball in towards Timo Werner. I mean, Eric Dyer's reckless about 3 times there. Yeah, it's definitely a penalty. The stupid thing is, he doesn't need to make that tackle because there's players there with him. What was Dyer thinking, says Anathan. We're sponsored by the Cards Plug today. You can get 25% off. Link is in the video description. These are really fantastic. You can get your own picture there, your own name, your own badges. You can even customise your own stats. So this can go on your wall. You can give it to a friend. You can give it to your girlfriend, your boyfriends, your parents, your kids, whatever. 25% off. Link in the video description. Fantastic little gifts. Really well made. And glossy finish. Thick material. You can put it on your wall. You can frame it if you want to. It can just go straight up on your wall. You can put it on your desk. 25% off from Cards Plug. Fully customisable, like I said. Mine, 90 Sancho, 99 Pratt, 85 physicality, 94 in allergies. Should be 99 really. 92 back pain. Probably about 85 at the moment. 10 for the pace. Which is probably a bit generous. I'd probably give myself an 8 pace now. Yeah, I'm so fast I look like I'm running backwards. But links in the video description for that. Thanks to Cards Plug. They really are good. I've got 3 of these. I've got 3 of them. And I really do like them. I've got them in my office, and it just adds that little bit of football thing to it. So link in the video description. Get yourself 25% off exclusively through the That's Football link there. Or you can use the Goldbridge code on checkout. James is pure class, man, says Matteo. I do like Reece James. I think he's a very good right back. It's interesting. They all seem to start playing well at different times, don't they? Because you've got Lamptey who's injured. You've got Trent who's playing shit. You've got Reece James playing well again, who hasn't actually been playing that much recently. And then you've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka playing well again, who's had a bit of an up and down season. And the conversation about who the best right back is changes because it's always about different form. I think, for a long time you'd say Trent Alexander-Arnold, but at the moment he's so, tired or having to play more defensive. I don't know. Wan-Bissaka's playing really well at the moment. Dyer by name, Dyer by nature, says Gavin Blake. Now I think about it, there are loads of slow players that are high caliber. What was your point on slower players again? Says Red Baron. I was just telling a story that I'm quite slow now, but I could still do a job in CDM. How can Spurs forwards enjoy playing like that? Club spent so much money to slam the e-brake on every game, says Alex K9. Yeah, I think that people like Son and Harry Kane, imagine what they would be doing at Liverpool or City or Manchester United or Chelsea. They would be scoring a lot of goals. So, diabolical, says Mikael. For sure, that is what I am hoping. How is your mate doing? I heard they was waking him up. This is Susan Brandon. I don't know what that's all about. Who's better at the moment, Wan-Bissaka or Trent? Look, the better talent is Trent, but for form at the moment, it's like saying, well, Bruno's better than Kevin De Bruyne at the moment, and Wan-Bissaka's better than Trent at the moment. Doesn't mean they're better talent, but yeah, I definitely would stick with that. Matt Tosland says, can you do a Q&A dressed as Liam Gallagher where fans can ask questions about Oasis and your opinion on different albums? Which concert by them do you wish you saw? One of my favourite concerts by Oasis, and I got it in the very early days. You can get it on VHS. It might even be available on DVD. Was Live at Southend, and early days Oasis, definitely, maybe. Sometimes I'd just book a day off work or take a sickie and just get a few cans in and just sit and watch it with the curtains closed on loud. It was just a brilliant concert, that is. If you can ever watch Oasis, watch live at Southend. I think he gets the Man City score while he's on stage and he goes, "Come on, Man City, 3-2, mate." And it was when City were shit. I mean, the respect to the Gallaghers. They did support City when they were shit. So, where do you think Chelsea will end this season? Says Bobby. I think they've got a chance of fourth place. They've got a chance of fourth place. It depends on whether Leicester will bottle it again, and it depends on whether teams like West Ham will fall away. But if you look at the Premier League table as it stands at the moment, which we will, Chelsea would go up to 6th place with a win today, and they've played 22 games, which everybody above them has played. So they would be in 6th place with 36 points, 4 points off Liverpool. So they can, and 6 points off Leicester. So they can get into a race for 4th. But that's why it was so important for Chelsea to win today. Everton would have the same amount of points as Chelsea, but 2 games in hand. But you look at Chelsea's squad, and if they start playing better, which they're going to, you would expect Chelsea to be more consistent than a West Ham, than an Everton, than a Leicester maybe. But it depends how much Chelsea are going to go for the Champions League, because they've sort of got to try and do both. Ooh! Okay, I said a week ago, but I think Chelsea can join the title race. Tuchel has the players and he's a decent manager, Dylan. No. Chelsea can't join the title race. How can Chelsea join the title race when they are going to be, if City win their game in hand, they'd be 14 points behind? No. They ain't going to make 14 points on City. Never in a million years. Because even if you made 14 points on City, you then still got to keep winning. You know, they'd have to nearly win every game left. There's only 16 games left. They're not going to make 14 points on City. They're not in a title race. They could get second, but they won't catch City. So, no, you're not in a title race. Who do you think will fall off the top 4 and top 7 race soon? Says Genwell Benares. Well, I think the obvious guess is that a team like West Ham will drop off, but they're not in Europe, so you never know. Neither Everton are not in Europe. Southampton are not in Europe. I mean, Southampton have dropped off badly anyway, haven't they, with their recent results? But they're not really in the race now. Leicester have got Europa League football, so they might drop as well. Look, Chelsea, if I was Chelsea, if you win tonight, you've got a good chance of getting top 4. If you don't win tonight, then it might not be so easy. Who do you think? So we've done that one as well. Okay. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 313,000. In fact, we're only 5 subscribers away. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. It's free. Everyone's welcome on here. It's not club-specific channel. It really is a channel where you can watch games and a bit of FIFA and stuff and just get involved, as long as, keep it banter and not abusive. And, I really enjoy doing this channel at the moment. It's that place where you can just come and watch games that might not be your club, because obviously I do United stand for that. Who's going to finish higher, Liverpool or Chelsea, says George Story. I think every day of the week I'd probably say Liverpool, but you know what? I don't know at the moment. It's hard to say, isn't it? Second half's about to kick off. But it's hard to say. Hard to say at the moment with Liverpool. You just don't know. They could drop more points. What's your favourite designer brand, says Donny Lewis? I don't really have one, really. There's a few things that I like. There's a few things I wouldn't wear, but I don't really have a favourite. Steve Ivy says, I think Chelsea will finish above Liverpool. Well, they've got a bit of momentum, Chelsea, haven't they? I mean, Chelsea's next few games, I think under Lampard, they'd played quite a lot of tough games, hadn't they? So I've not looked at Chelsea's recent fixtures. So they've got Sheffield United, Newcastle, Southampton, then Manchester United. So they could win their next three. And then going into March, they've got Everton, Leeds and Liverpool. So March is a little bit harder for them. But if they can win the next three, April looks good for them as well. I mean, look, May's ridiculous this year. 5 games teams have got to play in May. A lot of games to play still in this league. And May is normally 2 or 3 games max. So May is massive. And then they're straight into the Euros as well. Do you think the Euros will happen? I think the Euros will happen, but I don't know whether we'll be having fans in the ground. I don't know. Murph says, great channel. Thanks, pal. Thumbs up. Second half has kicked off. Got the timer on the screen. Yeah, good. Well, Ben Davies has just put an early cross in there and wide for another corner for Spurs. Let's see if Spurs go on the front foot a little bit more in the second half. If they don't, they lose the game. Charlie says, apparently Chelsea are going to break the transfer record for Haaland. Well, that's the sort of signing that can win you the league. But I still think, the one thing I would say about Chelsea, Cross comes in. The one thing I would say about Chelsea is, look, they're definitely going to play better under a new manager, and they've definitely got lots and lots of good players. But if I look at that Chelsea side, even the squad that they've got, I don't think it's as good as Man City or Liverpool, because I just think that Man City and Liverpool play better football and have got more leaders. So what Chelsea need to develop over the next 18 months is leaders. I don't think Jorginho's a leader. I'm not convinced Kovacic is. I'm not sure. Look, Aspilicueta is, but is he? He's not really a Van Dijk, is he? They look quite inexperienced in their attack. But then again, look, Pulisic is going to get older. Ziyech, I like. Werner could settle. Havertz could settle. Mount's going to get older. So the next 18 months for Chelsea is interesting. But you add a player like a Haaland in there, then that's going to make them even better, isn't it? But Spurs playing a little bit more on the counter here. And there's a foul given away against a Chelsea defender. Score prediction for Man City versus Liverpool, says Jack Higgins. I think City are going to win 2-0. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl, if anyone's watching it? Let me know. My score prediction in this game was 1-1, wasn't it? I might be right. But they're going to have to do a lot better. A lot better. Well, Spurs have had a lot of ball in the final third at the start of this half, which is better for us, the viewer, because they've probably had more ball in the Chelsea half this first 3 minutes than they had in the whole of the second half. So a better start by Spurs, which is good to see. Where do you think West Ham will finish this season, says Kane? I think if West Ham finish top 8, it's a good season, isn't it? I mean, considering the top 6 you'd expect the top 6 to be the traditional top 6, wouldn't you? Like Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool, Man City. I think I've said them. No, that's Liverpool 6. Leicester are always there or thereabouts, so that's 7. And then you've got teams like Everton, Wolves, so I think if West Ham can finish top 8, it's a good season, isn't it? I'm not saying Arsenal. No, I'm just saying Arsenal. You'd expect Arsenal to finish above West Ham, is what I'm saying. Alderweireld's just gone in the book here. A foul on Mason Mount. Yeah, that's a yellow card. Paranoid, what's your thoughts on Forest? I don't really know, mate. I don't know where they are in the league. All I know is that they beat Coventry on the same night that United beat Southampton because James Garner's on loan there. That's all I know. And he played really well. So I probably will take a little bit more notice of their score now because I want Garner to do well. I'm not talking about the country. I'm talking about James Garner, who's on loan from Manchester United. I don't mind Garner, the country, doing well either. I quite liked SEN. He played for Garner, didn't he? Nice ball in. Oh no, keeper's out. Where do I think Leeds will finish? Says Dino. I think Leeds will finish mid-table. I think that's fair enough. I said this last night when I was doing the Leeds watch-along. I think people are very angry. I think people are very arrogant about Leeds. The quality of player doesn't suggest they should be anywhere near top 6. Bielsa plays a good brand of football, but he hasn't got a good brand of player. He overachieves because of his style of football. Imagine Bielsa with the quality of player that Chelsea have got, or Arsenal. That's when you'd see what Bielsa's really about. You give Pep Guardiola Leeds squad, see where he finishes. You give Jurgen Klopp Leeds squad, see where he finishes. Probably around the same level that Bielsa is going to finish, which is mid-table. So I think there's a lot of condescending arrogance with Bielsa from people who don't really understand football because the quality of player he's got isn't that good. It's the way that they play. Chelsea just knocking it about the back at the moment. Bielsa at Tottenham would be interesting, Kepa, but he's getting on a bit, Bielsa. I don't know how long he'll carry on. What do you think of what West Ham have done this season, currently being 5th and being a dark horse this season, says Cars James? They're doing really well. And I think from West Ham's point of view, getting Lingard in could be a real boost to their squad because he's going to be very fresh. They're not going to play European football either. Oh, what's he done? He's given a foul there. Vinicius would have been in. Ben Davies in, happy. Simplify says you're so behind. Werner just got a straight red. Not sure what the purpose of that is all about, Simplify, but he definitely didn't get a straight red. Haaland to City, says Ben Walters. I think City need a striker, don't they? So, and they have got money. The issue with Erling Haaland is his release clause doesn't come until the summer after this one. So, and I think his release clause is 60 million. So if you want to buy him now, Spurs are pressing a lot higher up the pitch now, which is good to see. If you want to buy Erling Haaland this summer, you're probably going to have to spend 100 million on him. And probably give the same amount to Mino Raiola. Enjoyed the show earlier, says Bree Shaw. Ollie days with teletext, etc. reminded me of Gazzetta Football, Italia Sunday mornings, then out to play footy in the street all day. Cheers for the great shows and insight, mate, says Bree Shaw. Thanks very much. Do you think Revs should be made to do a post-match interview, says Connor Shields? I think fans would like that. I don't think it will ever happen, to be honest. They'd have to want to do it. You can't make referees do something they don't want to do, and I bet many of them wouldn't want to do it. They're probably not media trained, and they probably don't want to do it. And unless they all want to do it, it's not going to happen, is it? So, thanks for the contribution, Matthew. Matthew Tinker there. Di Maria to Tottenham. Well, they ain't going to get him before the summer, mate. Mike Dean would love it, says Lil Bird. But I think there are some referees that would love to do it, yeah, but... peppermint tea, before you ask. So Spurs, Chelsea have still had 76% possession in the last 5 minutes. So as much as I think Spurs are pressing, Chelsea is still very impressive in the possession of the ball. I predicted 1-1. Don't know why I'm shouting. Thursday night. I do love Thursday night, you know. Thursday night, even in my days when I used to have to go into work, and nobody really goes to work anymore, do they? Into work. But Thursday night, I'd always stay up late. I'd watch a film or something like that. I think, you know what I used to think? Fuck off Friday. I don't care if I'm tired in the morning because it's the weekend as soon as I get home. And yeah, I always used to like Thursday night. I still do, but it's very hard to... oh my God. Alderweireld, you're bloody joking there. Pretending he got kicked in the head when he didn't. Don't do a Rivaldo. It is hard in this current world, isn't it, to get your head around things. And I think football helps a lot. Because imagine if you didn't have football. At least with football, you can differentiate between what's midweek and what's the weekend. I think football's been a massive help to me in this lockdown. Because, yeah, you get the weekend where football games are on. When you haven't got football and, you know, every day just merges into one. Thursday night, student night. Yeah, I used to bloody love that, even though I wasn't a student. Do you love Thursday night football, Mark? Says CMT. No. I don't mind Thursday night Premier League football, but I don't like Thursday night Europa League football. Mike Kennedy. Look, I don't get involved in anything. Contrary to the lies that get spread, I don't get involved in anything. So, you know, whatever. Let people beef is what I say. There's just no point. No point at all. Eric Dyer's gone down now. Could be a boost for Spurs if he needs to go off. Yeah, we used to go out and me and the lads, we were like, we were lads. The lads. When we were like 18, 19, because I moved to Dublin when I was 19. So 17, 18, 19. We didn't used to go into town on a Friday night. We'd go out on a Thursday night. We'd always go out for student night, which was crazy, really, because you'd be out clubbing till about 3 o'clock in the morning, go and get a kebab, get a taxi. I used to live quite rural, so it used to take about 40 minutes to get home after a taxi. So I wouldn't get in till about 4 o'clock, and then I'd have to be up at 6:30 to go to work. Be absolutely wrecked on a Friday. But used to go out on a student night because and look, it sounds really wrong now because I'm a lot older, but I was actually 18, 19 then. I just wasn't a student. I had a job, but I'd go out on a Thursday night, one because it was cheaper and two because it was full of students. But they were my age. It wasn't like picking up young Totty or anything like that. They were my age. What was the best and worst thing about playing football in your younger days? Much love. We are the people. Says Speedy Craig. I loved playing football. I think if you can play football for a team, you should do it because I loved it. There wasn't really a bad thing about it. I didn't care whether you had to get changed in, you know, crappy porter cabins. I didn't mind playing in muddy, puddly fields. I think, you know, my daughter plays football now, and the amount of games that get called off because it's a bit wet, and I'm like, bloody hell. I remember playing. I remember playing in a game at centre-back and I tackled somebody and they had to bloody get a lifeboat to get me out of this puddle. Like, it was a massive puddle in the goal area. And I went bloody full deep into it, but we still played. Flex47 says, sorry for all not receiving your replies. Maybe a YouTube problem. Enjoy the rest of Watch Along and thank you for all your support towards the channel, says Flex47. And Werner! Oh my God. Is it a corner? It is a corner. Great tackle by Ori. I thought he'd missed another sitter. Got no idea what's going on with you, Flex47 there. Your content has really helped me in the lockdown. Big thanks, Mark, says Alvin Blocks. That's not a bloody goal kick. It's a miss. Werner should score that. He's lucky to get a corner there. He should score that, I think. I have seen the Google Home video, Craig. They're funny. Fair play to people who take the time to do that. I thought Werner should have scored that. I haven't. I mean, I didn't look at it in amazing detail, but it looked like he got the last touch on it. Another corner for Chelsea here. What's next for Mark Goldbridge channel, Brian McCarthy? I've got a vlog coming out tomorrow. I just need to film a couple more bits in the morning, hopefully. Otherwise, I can't put it out tomorrow. But it's probably about 75% done. I put a little clip on Twitter today, but I don't put things out unless I'm happy with it. So the vlog for me is should hopefully be out tomorrow lunchtime, but it's not done yet. There's a bit of I can give you a bit of a spoiler actually. This is why I won't put it out tomorrow if I can't get the time to finish it, because if you haven't watched my vlog, it's on the Mark Goldbridge channel. The first one went up last week, and I did say that I used to write scripts, film scripts, books, and comedy scripts. Now I'm not saying they're good; they're probably shit. But today I found a lot of them, and I was reading one that I forgot I'd written. And I was bloody loving it. And I've even put a series synopsis for it, like episode 1, 2, 3, 4. I was ahead of my time. Netflix would have been all over this shit, but so I really want to read one of the scripts out, or a few pages of the scripts in my vlog tomorrow. But I couldn't do it because the room I was going to do it in, it was raining, and that's got the best sort of acoustics and background. So hopefully I'll be able to do that in the morning, and then I can get it out. What do you think about loaning Tendon Mengi to Derby, says Twitch Tricks? I'm very happy about it. Get him some first team football. Hello, Mark. Could you please wish my good friend Baz a happy birthday from his best buddy Jake and his little brother Jack? P.S. Could you please call him a prat for being a Liverpool fan? Well, there you go, Matthew. I think he's suffered enough as a Liverpool fan, Matthew. But happy birthday to Baz. There you go. Writerbridge, says Peter. You know what? It was quite a humbling thing today, because I was trying to find something that I could read on my vlog, and I just found. And the thing is, I know I've wrote a lot more. I just don't know where it is. It's probably on a bloody hard drive that I threw away when we moved or something. I've wrote loads, which is just never going to get found now. But there was quite a lot on this disc that I did find, and I was like, wow, I really did. I knew I used to write a lot, but I mean, and some of them are like from 2002. Like, they're not in the last 10 years. I think the most recent one is 2010. So for about 10 years, I used to write quite a lot in my spare time, and I really enjoyed it. I just haven't done it in about 10 years. But it was quite an odd feeling to read some of this stuff. And look, I'd revise a lot of it now. It's always the way. I just used to write and leave it. And the whole point of writing is you write, you look at it, you edit it, you leave it, you come back with fresh eyes. That's the whole writing process. So a lot of those were just first drafts. So they still need a lot of work. But I did used to write a lot. I really enjoyed it. Best and worst memory as a United fan, says James Lewis. Best memories winning the treble, because that Solskjaer goal and that whole night was just amazing. You can't top something that nobody's probably ever going to do again, so that's easy as a United fan. Worst memory, you know what? The first one that comes to mind is Aguero, but I'll be honest with you, I remember the day we didn't win the league against West Ham and Blackburn won it, and Andy Cole missed a load of chances. That was really hard to take, and at the end of the day, it's still the same thing, losing the league. But the one that really kept me awake the most, and I was older, I'll be honest with you, was the 2009 Champions League final. I was gutted. I even remember buying a T-shirt online called the Italian Job, because the final was in Rome, and I had this really cool T-shirt, and it came the day of the final. I thought, I'm going to always wear this. I only wore it once, because it was a United T-shirt with the minis on, and it was called the Italian Job. And they beat us. Messi scored that header, didn't he? And the thing is, we did have a chance to go 1-0 up. And look, when we played Barcelona at Wembley in 2011, we were never going to win that game. I knew we weren't going to win it. But 2009, we could have won that game. And Ronaldo was still at the club as well. And I was gutted, absolutely gutted for days after that. When Aguero won the title, I wasn't expecting to win the title. It was only for a couple of hours I thought we might have a chance, because, QPR did quite well. I wasn't expecting to win the title. It was horrible to lose the title to City, because we weren't expecting to win it. And then they sort of sucked us in and kicked us in the nuts. And all I did is I just turned Sky off and didn't watch it for 2 months, and then I was over it. But that, yeah, I think the 09 final was hard to take. Yeah. Thing is, under Sir Alex Ferguson, we just didn't like losing. Because he didn't like losing. That's what we were like. David Villa, yeah, he was a good striker, wasn't he? So we've still got 25 minutes to go in this game, but I'll be honest, if I was a Spurs fan, what's the plan then? Because he's not really made any subs yet, and bloody hell, Eric Dyer nearly scores an own goal there. That would have topped it off for him. God, Dyer's shit, isn't he? He's bloody awful. He really is. Hi Mark, Ollie selects his team and his signings based on their passion for their club and their never die attitude. Bruno, Cavani, Bailly and McFred. Maybe he rejects some signings based on this. Kanishka. I don't think Ollie gets the chance to reject any signings because the players he wants he doesn't bloody get. So I don't think Ollie has the luxury of rejecting players, to be fair. Great save by Lloris. Good cross by Mason Mount. There has been some substitutions in this game, but not for the Saints, not for Spurs, because Pulisic is on the pitch, isn't he? I can't see who Pulisic has come on for, but he's definitely on the pitch. I've seen him. Hudson-Odoi for Pulisic. But there is no change for Spurs, who are losing and have on their bench Lucas Moura, Lamela, Gareth Bale, all attacking players. He's not made any changes. What would I do? I would take off either Sissoko or Højbjerg and bring on an attacking player. Here's Bergwijn. Look at the back post for Son. He's overdone it. He's overdone it, Pratt. Are you all cut up with one division, or is it not your kind of show? Says Genwell Banandaris. I don't understand Marvel, so I understand one division's really good, but I don't watch Marvel, so for me, no. Maliki Brown says get Chilwell on. Bergwijn is crap, says George Nickel. You know what? Bergwijn shit on FIFA, and I've never seen him have a good game for Spurs. Unfortunately, apart from against United, where he ran through Maguire and Lindelof like there were a couple of traffic cones. Hey Bud, says Muzzy Lions, hope you're well. Random one for you. Ronaldo and Sancho in the Sunner, Rice, Grealish and a centre-half. I'd love it. It won't happen, but I would love it. And, Kovacic running at the back four. Where is the back four for Spurs there? I'll tell you what, that'd be a FIFA foul. That would be a foul on FIFA because it's a tackle that's gone in late on Kovacic. Can you rank these strikers in their primes? Zlatan, Suarez, Lua, Rooney, Van Persie, Benzema. Thank you, says Unknown. I'll have a look at that in a minute. So Kovacic runs through the middle here. Oh no, it wouldn't have been. It never would be a penalty. It's just landed awkwardly. Let me rank those players out of their prime. Let me see if I can get this right. So, it's hard to rank them out of the prime. I can't do that. Benzema, Van Persie, Rooney, Lewandowski, Suarez and Zlatan in their prime. Rank them. Fucking, I can't do that. I'll leave that to the live comments. No. I mean, Zlatan in his prime was amazing. Rooney in his prime was amazing. Van Persie in his prime was amazing. Suarez, as much as I dislike him, in his prime was amazing. And Benzema is massively underrated. So, I can't do that, I'm afraid. I can't do it. What's going on with the timer? Yeah, good point. What is going on with the timer? It's flashing. Better now. It's getting better now. Well, no. Well, what was that you said to me? Just say the words and I'll be free. And when the sun is in the sky, it's getting better now. No. no. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We are only 3 away from 313,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We are doing Villa against Arsenal on Saturday lunchtime. Looking forward to that. It'll be much more entertaining than this shit Spurs boring side. And then, of course, it's the big one on Sunday afternoon, Liverpool against Man City. I will be doing FIFA tomorrow as well, if you're interested in my career mode. But that's the next few days. And then Super Bowl Sunday. I'm doing that on Sunday night. So looking forward to that. If you know anything about NFL, please tune in because you can help us out. If you don't know anything about it and you just want to watch a big event, please tune in because that's pretty much me. I do know a little bit about NFL. I did used to own... I did have John Madden 92. On the Mega Drive, but that's about it. Who is worst defender, Phil Jones or Eric Dyer, says Dean Corbett? I wouldn't say Eric Dyer's that bad, but he is not good. 2-0 City is my prediction, Rayan, for Liverpool against Man City. I just think that Liverpool are... Their confidence is gone, and confidence is a big thing. I think their confidence is gone, and I think City's confidence is high. And I think, Liverpool are not as energetic as they used to be. And also, they might be missing some key players. Is Mane fit? Unknown says if you rank them by careers, then... Mate, to be honest with you, it's just so... I can't go through that many players when we're doing a watch along with 20 minutes left, and I can't do it. Like, there's 7 really good players there, and I'm really gonna have to sit there and think about it. I'm all for interacting and getting on with stuff, but maybe next time just get it between 2 players or something like that, because it's something I can answer whilst watching the game. I can't analyse 7 strikers that I can't split on their careers. I'd need a pen and paper and a 20-minute show. My prediction was 1-1. Maliki says you've got to pump it up. You've got to pump it up. You have got to pump it up. Spurs have got to pump it up. They need a bloody penis enlarger. They're bloody useless. Another foul there. Lamella is on now, isn't he? I've just noticed that. Who did Lamella come on for? Lamella and Mora are on for Bergwijn and Ndombele. So it's not really... He's not really changed it, has he? He's still playing with a back 6. It's just changed the attackers. He's not changed the system. Rank Zlatan, Lewandowski and Suarez in their prime, says Elias. Why does people keep putting bloody Suarez in there? Everyone knows I don't like Suarez. You know what? Zlatan's a fantastic player, but his career is a little bit hard because he's been to so many different clubs. He's never won a Champions League either, has he? So I'm going to put... I don't want to rank that because I'm half tempted to put Suarez number 1. I'm not doing it, Elias. Sorry, I'm not doing it. I don't like that 3. I don't like it. Which tells you who I would put number 1. $15 minutes to go. Sing Supersonic. I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. I'm feeling supersonic. Give me gin and tonic. You can have it all, but... I've ruined it, Liam. I'm sorry. I'm normally better at... I can normally do quite a good Liam one, but that was shite. I'm sorry. Still 15 minutes to go. Who do you think is the best player in the Premier League ever? Well, I actually think Ronaldo is. I've always said this, that Thierry Henry was fantastic, Alan Shearer was fantastic, Roy Keane was fantastic, Giggs won loads of titles, but is it about longevity, or is it about how you impact it in the time that you're there? And I just think for a couple of years, Cristiano Ronaldo was just untouchable, and his goals and assists were ridiculous. Look, Thierry Henry was fantastic, and we've had loads of good players, but Ronaldo for 2 years, and he was here longer than 2 years, but for those 2 years, I've never seen anything like it. He was unbelievable. Chelsea looking more likely they're going to score here. Mark, why does the Old Trafford pitch look larger than Anfield, Stamford Bridge or Craven Cottage? Is Old Trafford actually larger in size, says Ajmal Cosman. Maybe they've just used Manscaped on the pitch, make it look bigger. I don't know. I don't know who's got the biggest pitch. Good save by Lloris there, though. Can't get any luck, can they, Chelsea, in front of goal? Remember, this is a penalty game. Kante's on for Chelsea now as well. You can tell that Tuchel likes Werner, though. He's sticking with him, isn't he? Funny thing about this game is that you can imagine Mourinho saying if they lose to a penalty, oh, we're really unlucky. But you've not been unlucky. The better team is winning. The team that wants to win the game is winning. Let's call a spade here. The team that wants to win is winning. And you can't complain about that. And they're going to have to do something very good in this last 15 minutes to get something out of this game. I found love, so don't fight it. Life is a roller coaster. Why am I singing Ronan Keating? God, get him off. Ban him now. Mindy's got it for Chelsea. Why is Sean Negative Turner not here, says Legends Crazy. He's more of a United stand man, to be honest. Sing Rocking Chair, the Sean Dyche version. Love the content, says Toby Games. Keep it up. Mark plays FIFA on semi-pro. Yeah, he doesn't, Leah Cooper. He really doesn't. And Mark, Werner's situation reminds me of Hazard in 2016. What was the situation in 16? Our school's open, says Mancunian Swagger. Not as far as I know. Is Bale a flop, or does Jose not like him, says Aaron. And Spurs has had 0 shots in the second half, says Tobias Lindstrom. Yeah, it's not good enough, is it? Gareth Bale is... I would suggest that Gareth Bale isn't good enough to play, because you'd use him. Reece James puts it out for a corner. Mark, would you ever thought when you signed a teenage Ronaldo that he'd go on to become the highest goal scorer in football history 18 years later? No, nobody would have thought that. Nobody would have thought that. I remember him coming on for United and making his debut against Bolton, and he looked really exciting, but he was raw. But you never would have thought that. The way he's run his career is something amazing. Absolutely amazing player. FIFA career mode tomorrow will be after the Ollie press conference, so it's going to be around 3 o'clock, maybe 2:45. Have you been practicing your Scottish Scooby-Doo, says Dean Corbett. Scooby-Doo. I learned that on the stream the other day. So Spurs have had no shots in this second half. Sissoko with the cross, that's not a corner. They can't get a corner here. Everything's going for a throw-in. Give him time, Mark. Give him time. We're back in 1989, says Pradgett. They're in the box with Lamela. And Chelsea clear it through Alonso. What have we got? Actually, have we got any Spurs fans in the live comments? I'm really interested. Jose doesn't know how to pump it up, says Maliki. He doesn't. And I don't think we can get him a penis enlarger quick enough for his team because they're very flaccid in this game. They need to pump it up. If Spurs were a penis, they need to pump it up. I know that sounds crude, but they need to do something because they are flat as a pancake here. There's not a lot going on. Sid says he's a Tottenham fan. Tell me what you're thinking, Sid. What are you thinking as a Spurs fan? Because I'm not a Spurs fan. There'll be a lot of people who aren't Spurs fans. And I've got to be honest with you. You know, I don't take any pleasure in Spurs losing games. I don't really get any pleasure out of Chelsea losing games. Not in this scenario, because I don't really feel that there's an impact on my club United at the moment. So I can't say, I want Spurs to lose because they might catch United. Neither team's anywhere near us at the moment. A draw would probably be the ideal result. But I can watch a game of football and say, God, I sympathise with Spurs fans because I've watched Spurs play a lot this season. And I try not to. I do try not to watch Spurs. Like, I didn't want to watch Spurs play Brighton the other night, and I don't want to watch Spurs play West Brom on Sunday lunchtime because I find you so boring to watch. I mean, I watch Spurs when they're playing Liverpool like last week and tonight against Chelsea because it's a big game, but yet again I'm massively disappointed with the way that Spurs are playing, and this is not Spurs. And even when I used to watch Spurs play in the old Division 1 with people like Gascoigne and Lineker and Hoddle and Waddle, they've always played a certain brand of football, and this ain't it. And look, we did it at United as well. I'm going to hold my hands up. We sort of ignored our principles to try and win trophies, but when you're nowhere near winning trophies and you're ignoring your principles, that's when there's problems. And free kick to Chelsea here. How did we lose to this team? Yeah, but we lost to Arsenal as well. Man United are second in the league, and people talk about, you lost to Spurs. It was like we'd had no pre-season. I'm not bothered about losing to Spurs or Arsenal. It's a 38-game season. My point is, Spurs have been consistently crap. Do you play fantasy football, Mark? How's your game weeks? I have got one. I haven't changed it in 2 months. So, no, I don't. I've got no idea how it's doing. Who is the most talented African to play in the Premier League? For me, it's JJ Okocha. He was brilliant, Uchi. He was. Okocha, Kinkladze at Man City. And there was another one at Bolton. He was sort of a Poundland version. They were like these players that could just produce anything, and they were at clubs that weren't that good. Okocha was at Bolton, but they had another guy who was sort of receding hair on the top. I think he'd begin with an M. Marriage. I don't think it was Marriage, but yeah. But Kinkladze and Okocha, I loved them. Do you think Martial deserves a start on Saturday, says the Red Devils? I've done the preview on the United stand, but no. You lost 6-1, Mark, says Henry Moore. I know we lost 6-1, but we're second in the league. Like, we lost. I think, people talk about losing 6-1 like it matters. Well, of course it matters to lose, and it's embarrassing losing by 6-1, but it's now February. We're second. Where's Arsenal? Where's Spurs? Like, would you rather lose? Would you rather win 6-1 and be mid-table, or would you rather lose 6-1 and be second? Like, only an idiot's going to say I'd rather win and be in the mid-table. So, look, it was bad to lose to Spurs, but we deserved to lose. And we've, sometimes you need that to bounce back. And, we've hardly lost a game since we lost to Arsenal. We've lost one game. So, sometimes these losses are character building. People are saying Drogba and Yaya Toure. No, I think we're talking about most talented player. Like JJ Okocha was a ridiculous talent. Like the skills he had. That's what I'm talking about there. I've never seen the word Benny McCarthy happen so much as well. Loads to talk about him. PNR was interesting. Yeah, he was. Harry. Where did PNR go? Because he went from Everton to somewhere and then back to Everton. Did he go to Arsenal? Did PNR play for Arsenal? Or was that on a Football Manager? PNR played for Arsenal, didn't he? Did he go from Everton to Arsenal? He went from Everton to somewhere and then back to Everton. No, it was Spurs. He went to Spurs. Oh, yeah. All right. Not far off. Same thing. North London underachievers. Lucas Moura with a shot from distance. They've got 5 minutes. This has been piss poor from Spurs. Really poor. Really, really poor. Will you do a match reaction? Yes, I will. Can you call Jack Ryan a prat? Says Declan Delay. I can do. I'm also going to lose my head again. Henry VIII moment. Links in the video description. Remember to get yourself one cards plug. Fully customizable. You can get 25% off by going through the link in the video description. Exclusive to That's Football viewers. Big shout out to Cards Plug for that discount. And you can get this to go on your wall. You can get it for a boyfriend, a girlfriend. Valentine's Day is coming up as well. You can get it for your kids. You know, you can get your kids a Valentine's present. They might not have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever. You know, make them feel confident, or get it for your husband. He'd probably prefer it, or your wife, or your gran. But they're fully customizable with your own name, your own picture, your own badge, and then you can get your own stats on there as well. 25% off. Fantastic little gift. You might just want to get it for yourself. Links in the video description. 25% off. Thank you to Cards Plug. And I've got to order one, actually. I need to get my daughter one. She wants one. So Man City have the biggest Premier League pitch with 116 and 77 yards. Man United are second with 116 and 76 yards. So come on, who is third with 116 and 75 yards? That should have been an equaliser for Spurs. Tony Pearson, I'm reading your super chat. I'll guess it's Liverpool. But Vinicius should have scored there. Mourinho's clapping them on. But the cross comes in. And to be fair, that should be an equaliser. Cross comes in from Aurier. Oh, he's got to score that. He's got to score that. He's on the 6-yard box. He's on his head. He's got to score. He's got to score. I don't know how he doesn't score. He's headed it well. He's definitely headed it well. But Mount is impressing me more game by game. He's actually playing so well recently. Proving me wrong, says Kieran Layton. Son's won a free kick here. Espelicueta with the foul. Slow sports news. Some people are still telling us that PNR went to Spurs. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Next watch along is Saturday lunchtime, Arsenal against Villa, but FIFA Career Mode's back tomorrow. And hopefully on my channel, if you didn't watch it, if you haven't watched my channel, you can check the vlog from last week. It was a lot of fun. Bit of snow on it, but hopefully going to get a new episode of the vlog out tomorrow as well. Just need to film a final bit about scripts and then add it into what I've already done. So free kick here for Spurs. It's a long way out. I wouldn't let Eric Dyer anywhere near this. 35 yards out. Let Lamela take it. I think Eric Dyer's going to hit it. Goodbye a draw, Spurs. There ain't no way Eric Dyer's scoring this. He's absolutely shit. And I told you, crap. Fancy letting Eric Dyer take free kicks. I've got to tweet it. Well, what a joke. Get the champagne out. Spurs going to lose an X meltdown. Arsenal and West Ham, the main London teams, says Amy Assey. Zane, I'm sure you're still below Spurs. I'll apologise if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're still below Spurs and they've played a game less. So, just be careful. You're still below Spurs. Although, Spurs... I think at the start of the season, I said that Spurs had dropped a lot of points from winning positions. They're now dropping points because they're shit. That's the thing, isn't it? Werner! Oh, good block. Eric Dyer, you have to get up, mate. Time is running out. We're into stoppage time. Aurier hits a silly ball there. Oh, it's a silly ball. That's a silly ball, but they've got it back with Ben Davies into Lucas Moura. Loses it. Oh, Man United are playing West Ham on Tuesday night. I thought it was on Wednesday night. Man United, West Ham, 7:30 on Tuesday night. FA Cup. And then 5th round on Wednesday night, Everton against Spurs. I am not watching that. Piss off. No way. Swansea against Man City, 5:30 on Wednesday in the FA Cup. I'm not watching Everton Spurs. That'll be shite. Absolute shite. Wolves, Barnsley are playing Chelsea. Wolves are playing Southampton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right, isn't it? Quarterfinals next. Best one-season wonder in the Prem, Michu for me, says Kennel. I thought Michu was in the Premier League for more than 1 year. I remember Michu being in my Premier League team. He used to get loads of points at Swansea. Zane says, real London team. You'll be the only London team not playing European football next season. Gabriel Noel. Oh, Gabriel, he's done you again. He's done him so many times. It's painful for Zane. Gabriel's there lurking all the time to come back at him. We've had half of the 3 minutes. I think it's a big win for Chelsea and a feeble effort by Spurs. They look nothing like... They're just not the same without Harry Kane, are they? When's Harry Kane back? His name's Gabriel Noel now, according to the live comments. On ball hit up there, headed away. Only about 40-50 seconds left here. Be a big win for Chelsea. Their top 4 hopes continue. .30 seconds to go. Gabriel, we've outplayed you this season and last few seasons finished higher than you. No, Zane, you didn't. You finished 8th last season and we finished 3rd. God, you need to go back and do your maths GCSE. Son shoots over the bar. Jose knows. At least you got West Brom on Saturday, Jose. You might win a game. But I think he's going to blow. He's not blown yet. Oh, terrible winner. He's going to let it go, the ref, is he? They've got to hit it long. And he blows the whistle. It's a big win for Chelsea. Tuchel's very, very happy. Big 3 points. I'll tell you why I look disappointed. I'm disappointed because I think that was a shite game. Absolutely shit. Really poor. And very good point. If you're Chelsea, you're over the moon because it's just about getting the 3 points. But that's not a good advert for football, that game. Really poor game from... And I don't think Chelsea played that well second half, really. But they're not conceding goals. Have they conceded a goal under Tuchel yet? They're not conceding goals, which is a good start. They're getting on the ball more. They deserve the win, but Spurs, they look in trouble. They look in really big trouble. And, you know, to be fair, it makes it hard for Chelsea to play when you're up against the brick wall. But unfortunately, that brick wall has got an old crap door in it, and it's called Eric Dyer. Anyway, I am going to do a match reaction. I'll record that and put it up to talk about the game. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. FIFA Career Mode will be back at about 2:30 tomorrow. We've got Aston Villa, Arsenal Saturday lunchtime, Liverpool, Man City Sunday afternoon. Really enjoy these watch-alongs, interactive chats that we do. Get through a lot of the chats, which is great, which is why I always do it on my own, because I think it's great just to interact. And we're going to do the Super Bowl on Sunday night as well. So get involved, subscribe. And remember, we're sponsored by Cards Plug for this. If you want to get one of these, you can get 25% off. Links in the video description. They're fantastic to go on your wall or give us a gift or something like that. Get 25% off with Cards Plug. Fully customizable. Really good material. Links in the video description for that. 25% off. Thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. And I'll see you on the next one.